What we do here is go back. What we do here is go back. What we do here is go back.
hopefully we're live. Is my microphone on? Yes, that appears to be working. Good stuff. Hello, Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. It is Saturday the, no idea, 27th of June 2026. Good evening and welcome. It's still very hot here in the UK, so I'm just taking advantage of the last little bit of sunshine and also fresh air from the open window, which is just about keeping me cool. I also have the ceiling fan on, which we very, very rarely do, but I think today it is actually necessary. So if it becomes too annoying, let me know and I will turn it off, because it is one of those ceiling fans that clicks. So if you can hear it and it's annoying, then yes, we will possibly do something about it. I'm not sure what, because I think I do need the fan on because it's so warm. This week the house has absorbed so much solar energy. I think it's still going to be hot up until probably August. It's insane how hot it is. So anyway, good evening. Thank you all for joining us on this Saturday evening, especially those of you that are into your football. England versus Panama will be on tonight at 10 o'clock. So you might want to have dual monitors for when that comes on if you're watching that. You never know, we might be finished by then. I doubt it. You never know. Anyway, good evening and welcome to you all. Hopefully it's all right. Is it all looking good? Yeah. Looks like we are all good. Ashley says, hey all UK folk, the sodding heat thing is nearly over. Yeah, we've
until next Monday.
Until next Monday, when it's going to get super hot again.
But they can't
allegedly.
Tomorrow, can they?
Yeah, just looking for the chat. Make sure everything's working. All the cameras seem to be okay. John David Sullivan says, Mike Unboxing, something wrong with my payment details. Stupid bank check. Oh, sorry to hear that. That's Jan, sorry I'm a bit late. I was out for dinner for our 22nd wedding anniversary. What are you doing watching this on your 22nd wedding anniversary? Congratulations and happy anniversary to you and your beloved.
Should we do the...
Oh yeah.
Start with?
It is that time. There was a new member, I believe. Or become a member again. What's that? Manuel Gill 6929 has become a supporter. Thank you very much for helping support the channel. It's very much appreciated. You lovely, lovely people.
Is that it?
I think that's it at the moment, yeah. So, for those of you that are partially, you're not partially, for those of you that are possibly new here, last week in the stream we were doing a fix or fail on a Intel 13600K system, which an old colleague and friend of mine, Tim from what used to be BBC Casualty years ago, asked me if I could look at his computer, because it was working fine, then we were getting some crashes and then it just refused to boot. So we went through and did a bunch of diagnostics in last week's stream. So if you want to catch up, maybe even watch the old stream and then come back to this one after. But regardless, you can probably watch the other one as well, whatever you want to do. Anyway, we kind of got to the decision that the problem lied with the power supply, which was a very obvious one. So we have a new power supply to go into the machine. And this is another one of our bargains from eBay. This was on our Discord bots. This is a actually tell a lie. No, this one wasn't. This one Tim sourced for himself. I stand corrected. So this is a Gigabyte P650G, a relatively basic type of power supply, but it is gold rated, so a nice bit of efficiency there. And yeah, it's got all the kind of the modern cables in there, so that is going to be great. And it's got a single 12-volt rail, which is very good. Relatively inexpensive as well, so you got a pretty decent deal on this one. So we'll be installing this into the PC. Where it gets a little bit potentially dangerous is...
Sorry, you missed...
I missed... What did I miss?
David Sullivan.
Mark Gaines, you mean?
No, it's Mark David Sullivan.
All right.
I've not got to Mark Gaines yet.
Mark Gaines has been a member for 15 months. Says, hello, hello Mike, Kath, and everyone in chat. Thank you for continuing to be a member, Mark Gaines. And where's the other one? John David Sullivan.
Yeah.
Where?
It's welcome to be supporter.
That hasn't come up on my screen for some reason.
Has it not?
No, Mark Gaines has.
Well,
Oh yeah, it has. There it has. There we go. John David Sullivan as well has rejoined his membership. Thank you very much. He was having problems with his bank details apparently. So thank you very much for the support. Much appreciated.
Sorry, I'm a bit behind.
And yeah, hello. Thank you all for joining us. Jim says, as long as it's not the exploding model. I hope not too. That would be not great. Hey Demand 2000 says, hello all chat, joining on time. And Bob from Wix says, good evening. How you doing, Bob? Mark Berry is there as well. Lots of the usual suspects in the chat. Matthew Day. Radio 4 Longwave closed down today. Sign of the times, unfortunately. Sign of the times. Also, as part of this kind of trying to resurrect the PC, we have this slightly suspect package. This is a MSI Z790 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi. So essentially, pretty much the same motherboard as what's actually in there already. The one that's in there already was the a -P model, Pro -P. So very, very similar. This one's a little bit more gamery. Feature-wise, very, very similar, I think. This one was also on, well, say also, that one wasn't. This was also on our eBay Discord bot, and I forwarded it on to, actually, this one, did Matthew Day might have sent me the link for this one, I'm not too sure. It was either Matthew Day or our Discord bot. It was one of the two. Anyway, so he forwarded the link to me, I forwarded it on to Tim, and I actually put a cheeky bid in to start with. They wanted £100 for this to start with, and in the description, this is what worries me a little bit, is the fact that it says that the board is basically new and unused, but somehow managed to get bent pins, and the bent pins have been, I quote, professionally repaired. Now, I don't know any one profession which would actually say that they are proficient at re-straightening pins. I don't think that is actually a profession, but they've said that the pins have been done. However, they have said the pins have been professionally straightened, but the board has not been tested to verify this. So I put in a cheeky offer of, I think it was £70 or £75, which got refused. I mentioned it to Tim as well, and after he looked at it, he put in a cheeky offer of £60, which actually was accepted. So if this board actually works, for £60, this is an absolute steal. Because if you buy these brand spanking new, they're still going for like 150 to 180. Used boards about 100 to 120, thereabouts. So to get it for basically half price is pretty stellar. And it does come in a box packaged. There appear to be some accessories inside, but there is the unknown quantity of there being bent pins which have been professionally straightened, which cracks me up. I love that. Professionally straightened. If it was a socket replacement, yes, that is definitely a professional task, but straightening pins is just basically, if you've got a steady hand in bloody good eyesight or a magnifying glass, quite a lot of people can do it. I can't because my eyesight is not great. One eye's better than the other, so that makes looking at things, especially small things, very, very difficult indeed. Obviously, we have got our kind of resident straighteners. Andy Archer, for one, who's done fantastic jobs on those previously. Saying that, CAF's had a go before as well and done okay. More on processors for CAF. But anyway, so this is, yeah, a bargain if it works. So this is very much an unknown quantity. So we will be going through, obviously, this could be over very, very quickly, or this could be great. Realistically, we don't know. And also the unknown quantity as well of, does everything else in the system still work as well? The CPU appeared to be okay. The DDR5 RAM, in fairness, during last week's stream, didn't really rule that out, I don't think. Maybe refresh my mind. Maybe we did try some different RAM. Or did we try no RAM at all? I can't remember. It was a week ago. It's been very hot since then, and it's melted away some of the old grey matter. So yeah, maybe you can remind me what I did. Dutch Jan says I do it with a microscope. Way to go. I have tried, but I'm not very good at it at all. So, yes, this is not exactly straightforward. There was also an option, potential of changing the case. At the time of looking, there wasn't really, I suggested the Corsair 3200D, which the review went out for that on Friday or Wednesday? Wednesday, Friday, sometime this week. I'm losing track of time, I really am. Obviously I wasn't overly impressed with that case, but I was prepared to let it go for basically cost price if Tim wanted it, but he's not keen on it either, understandably. Funny enough, it was one of those videos that went out, the Corsair video. If you haven't seen it already, I would suggest you check it out because I was brutally honest with that case. Absolutely brutally honest. Because I think, especially people like Corsair, and I would be the same if it was someone like Lian Li, Montech, whoever it is, if they're a big player in the industry and they're basically trying to put a fast one, then I feel that it's my job to communicate that, or to at least let people know what the deal is so they can make up their own minds. Like, if you like the look of something, fine. You can kind of put those other things aside. But I really wanted to do that video and be like brutally honest about it. And thankfully, I would say 99.99% of you actually agreed or could see exactly where I was coming from. But as always, if you look through the comments, you'll see that there is one person who seems to have kind of either taken offense or has bought that case themselves and has got it, and they just didn't like what I was saying. So they challenged my views on the case, which is fine. That's why we have this channel. You can do that. You're more than welcome to do it. And if it's justified, I will stick my hand up and say, yes, you were right and I overstepped the mark, or I was even wrong. A YouTuber being wrong, who'd have thought it? But there were like 4 or 5 questions, which were all numbered as well, where they were highlighting things that I did wrong or said wrong or was just wrong about in general. And it was quite funny because there was like 1, 2, then number 3, there was like 2 parts that I was wrong. So it's like, well, is that 3 or is that 4? I don't know. So it's like, you're very quick to judge me, but you can't even number questions. Like, come on, give me a break. Anyway, it was very funny. I kind of, I replied and justified my stance and essentially said what I've just said to you. I've said that to them. So if you want to read my somewhat snarky reply, you're more than welcome to on the Corsair 3200D video. I haven't looked to see if they've replied. I hope they do. I quite like it when people give me snarky comments on videos, because I see it as a challenge. I don't see it as trolling or just being a dick. I like it because it's an opportunity to try and turn a hater into a viewer, even a subscriber, maybe even a member. You never know. Stranger things have happened. It has happened before in the past where someone's come onto a video and been absolutely awful,
UK Hot Deals.
and we've turned them into a regular channel viewer.
UK Hot Deals were. Ask if anyone is that.
UK Hot Deals. That was we had a really, really bizarre UK Hot Deals message from UK Hot Deals, yeah. Because it was about a keyboard review I did ages and ages ago for the Logitech K400 Plus.
Private message, didn't he?
Even sent me a private message with, like, literally, I printed out on A4, an A4 response of basically starting off really hating me, but by the end of it, got to the point of where they actually commended me for all the great work I was doing.
And then you were like Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I was Greek yogurt, apparently.
You either liked or hated.
It was a very, very strange thing.
Feet on the settee with shoes on, wasn't it?
Yeah. Greek Powerellas says MSI is shit. Okay. Would you like to back that up with any concrete thing? Or is that just one of those random YouTube things that you say because you think no one's going to challenge you? I like Gigabyte. Well, great. I suggest you buy a Gigabyte board. To be fair, actually, I will I will actually agree with you, partially.
Matthew Dace is cracking
Yes, I must have a look at that. Thank you, Matthew. I will say, MSI do some very bizarre things, and one of which is the amount of sheer voltage they put through AM5 and AM4 socket processors. I noticed this week. I actually bought some CPUs off of AliExpress. From AliExpress. From whatever. 7800X3D. Bought two of them. Very, 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 very good prices. And I always try and test them out when I get them. So I've got a Gigabyte board, which was knocking around, so I tried that. And I thought, oh, I'll just put a crap cooler on it. And this 7800X3D was absolutely stunning. And it was like, even with a crap cooler, like basically a stock cooler, it was running at like 80 degrees C at Cinebench and was doing absolutely amazing. And was only using about 15 watts idle, which I don't think I've ever seen an AM5 CPU use 15 watts idle, especially like a reasonably high tier one. So I was thinking, well, that's really good. That CPU seems to be doing excellent. I put that exact same CPU with almost identical settings into my PC behind me, and it basically idles at about 35 watts and gets super hot, even with the 360mm AIO cooler. So clearly MSI are juicing it up somewhere. Where I'm not entirely sure. I have adjusted the the SoC voltage to 1.2 maximum. So maybe I need to look in that and do it maybe adaptive, so it's lower all the way through. But yeah, it seems to be using a ridiculous amount of power. So yes, when you say MSI are shit, there are some things they could certainly do better. I would be the first person to acknowledge that. But saying MSI is shit is like saying holidays are shit. Like, holidays can be shit, but not every holiday you ever have is shit. Well, maybe it is. Maybe you're just super unlucky. But you get what I'm saying. You can't say MSI is shit. It's a stupid comment. A stupid statement. But you lot fight it out in the chat. I don't care. I got my phone on loud so I can actually hear things. So if you send me a message or anything, I will get it onto my phone. But doesn't seem to be anything there, just some stupid Snapchat thing. What is it with Snapchat where you just get random people just trying to send you videos, or that they put some post or a friend suggestion? It's like, there's someone on Snapchat called, let me see, Bunny. Mike, you have a new friend suggestion. Who the hell is Bunny? I have no idea. Clearly it's no one I know. Jesus. Anyway.
Is that one off of El Dorado?
Move on. It might be. You never know.
Wasn't that bloke?
Right. Moving on. Let's see. Mark Knight Exeter says, "Low MSI has always been good for the last 25 years. I've used the various parts. Their customer service is second to none. They've even helped me with second-hand bits." See, not entirely shit. CMCB, I bought two boards for AM4 4 or 5 years ago. Gigabyte software updates are a joke. MSI still getting updates, so MSI wins for me. Let's see, is anyone going to say something bad about MSI that I can read out? Joe Barnes, hello all from Fackenham.
Can you ask, did
EcoBoost engines are shit. Fair, that I'll go with that.
Can you just ask Joe and Nick if watching through the app worked? I'm
Yes,
assuming it did.
Nick and Joe did watching through the app work.
For messaging. Chat.
For messaging.
On the chat.
We're assuming that was right.
Otherwise they wouldn't be chatting.
O'Reilly says, you tried both on the motherboard in last week's stream, Corsair RAM off your shelf and no RAM. But I didn't try the RAM actually in another board, did I? Tim's RAM, that is. That's what I was trying to get at. I don't think I did. Aletta, I am the keeper of a greater magic. I am the power known throughout the universe as the Schwartz. May the Schwartz be with you.
That was thanks to Tim that we got their YouTube chat working then, because we figured that out
Nice
this morning,
one.
didn't we?
Yeah. Greg Parella says Gigabyte and Asus only. See, Asus have some pretty bad boards as well. And some pretty bad products, to be fair. And also, they're very well known for having very poor customer support. At times. But they also, I imagine there's people out there who have had really good times with them as well. Alesso says, doesn't matter which brand of motherboard you buy, the same people get the money. I'll agree with that. That's good. Semrab says, using Opera browser but don't know how, but got stream in chat. Thank you. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I think we are almost ready to get started with this. Quickly before we do that, an interesting new development with the new Windows update, which I'm sure loads of you have installed because it's just a great thing to do your updates. Sarcasm level of about 8 there. Kath looked around even because she doesn't like them. But we're talking about this today.
I do them though.
You do.
I do always do them.
The Windows update, which came out yesterday, actually added a new feature to Windows 11, all versions pretty much, which I actually quite liked. And that is the new point-in-time restore feature. So it is essentially a... how can I put it? It isn't designed to replace System Restore. It's designed to work alongside it, or instead of it. So it's actually quite interesting because System Restore has its uses, but for some things it's useless. That is why they have brought the point-in-time restore feature. And I've actually tested it out on 2 machines and it has worked flawlessly. So fingers crossed that is how it's going to continue. But what it does is it works very similar to things like Macrium Reflect or the Hasleo disk cloning software, various other things, Synology Active Backup for Business, that kind of thing. It works on a very similar level, and what it does is actually very similar to System Restore. It takes a snapshot of your system, but whereas System Restore, all System Restore does is your system registry and basically your system files. So if you mess something up, you can kind of roll back. With the point-in-time restore, it takes an image, effectively, of your main system drive. So your C drive or whatever drive you've got Windows installed on. And it does a complete image of that entire drive. So if, say for instance, you're on your PC and you get a pop-up saying you've won £1,000, click here to claim, and you click on that because you're an absolute mug, and then all of a sudden you get all these crazy pop-ups in your systems littered with malware and viruses, you could, if you wanted to, you could wrestle with your system for the next few hours to get rid of that virus, or potentially just not click on it in the first place like a sensible person, but we've all done it, especially when you're tired. But what the point-in-time restore does, if you choose to use that, you can roll back to a time and it essentially wipes your drive and puts back a proper image that was saved earlier, which is great. So it does mean that if you have created a document since that restore point was created, if you restore back to that point, you lose the data which has been created, which is newer than that time. Whereas System Restore, on the other hand, doesn't touch any of your documents. So there's very good use cases for both of these things, and I'm glad that Microsoft have added them both in free of charge, because they are, well, at the moment. Yes, Kath?
That's jam.
That's jam. Question, where does he store that image? The image is stored on the hard drive, but it's using the Windows Shadow Volume service. So it uses a very, very small amount of space. Now, I've done an image on the PC behind me. My main Windows disk is, I'm not too sure actually what size it is, so I am going to check a moment. But it does compress them heavily. So, how much do I use there? So I've used about 300 gigs for my Windows installation, and the backup image or the restore shadow copy uses about 7 gigs. So it's massively, massively compressed, which is great because that is what you want. And the point-in-time restore feature, you can see if you've got it on your system. All you need to do is click on the Windows start bar, or just go into System Settings, go into System, then go into Recovery. And if you scroll down in Recovery, you should see the point-in-time restore is on your system. Now, at the time of this video and also the stream, etc., the point-in-time recovery or restore actually only records once every 24 hours. and it's a kind of random time. Generally it's just after startup, but it could be a little while after. It waits for your system to be very idle before it does it. And it also will only hold 3 versions. You can adjust the amount of hard drive space allocated to it. So I've allocated, I think, about 30 gigs. So that is, bear in mind that it's about 8 gigs for a backup. So 3 of those, 24 gigs. So I've given it a little bit of breathing room, so as Windows gets larger, but you can change that should you want to. And what it'll do it on day 1, day 2, day 3. When it comes to day 4, it will overwrite day 1. So you've only ever got 3 snapshots. So 3 days worth. So if you've realized something's gone wrong, like a Windows update's gone absolutely pear-shaped and you can't use your computer, you could use that, boot into safe mode, and you can use it from there to restore your entire operating system, which I think is excellent. Ira Wolfman has been a member for 12 months on the supporter group. It says, haha, okay, back to listening to Mike. How you doing? Good to see you.
And your phone pinged.
And my phone has done a ding-a-ling a couple of times, so let's see what it is. Wow. Mark Gaines, thank you so much.
Sammy.
Sent a PayPal donation, £50. Wow, that is very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, do you need to put the PayPal address on?
I need to do something, yes. We're still working out all of our PayPal stuff. I think it's all figured out now. I need to go into PayPal now to see if there was a message attached to that or not, because it doesn't show it on the text message, bizarrely. Let's go
and
into...
apologies to Nick Barnes last week. I didn't say thank you in the chat.
There you go. Kath says sorry to Nick Barnes and Joe.
We did say it out loud, but we didn't.
All right, okay.
Chat.
Mark Gaines, a little support for the channel. Again, thank you so much, Mark. That is very, very kind of you. You're a lovely, lovely man. Doman says reintroducing things back from XP. Kind of is, but I don't think Windows XP had one quite as good. I'm actually really pleased. I think it's a very good thing to do, because there are definitely instances where I know for a fact I've done something on my machine. I'm going to use this almost every day, because when I make a video, and I generally use my stream PC, so when I'm demonstrating things like that duck optimizer, WinHance, NVIDIA drivers, installing all sorts of stuff, I can do it now and I don't have to worry at all. I can basically annihilate my PC and then just at the end of the day just go boom, restore, and roll back to how it was the day before.
Like Asda price.
Absolutely perfect, yeah. I love it. I think it's a great idea. Oh, what am I doing?
Do Asda price.
Why are you doing that? Why do you
David
put...
Underhill.
Where's that?
At the bottom mish.
Why is mine not working? Work. Damn it. Even now it's working.
User
Good.
error.
I type in stuff and it works. Matthew Day says, optional preview next month's patch Tuesday. I think it's part of the current update. It's ending in 593. David Underhill, thank you very much for being a member for 31 months.
Oh.
Wow. That is very much appreciated, Mr. Underhill. Thank you. And Ira Wolfman has sent 5 Mike's Unboxing reviews on how to gift memberships. 1 to Zombrex, 1 to Day-V07, Ben M564, Tilly464, and Mark Kent94. You have all received gift memberships thanks to the lovely Ira Wolfman. Glenn's in the house. How you doing, Glenn? And Des has become a supporter as well. Des 1023.
Forget people.
Thank you very much, Des, for helping to support the channel. You're all fantastic. We love you all. Much appreciated. And now you get early access to videos. And also you get a elevated rank on our Discord, should that be a thing that you're interested in. And eventually, if you're a member for a long enough time, you actually, well, potentially might get gifts at Christmas. When me and Kath go out and do our little shopping spree and sending out loads of stuff across the planet for our valued members. That is if we've got your details. And if we can bloody get hold of you, which is always difficult. Skystalker says the ability to roll back and restore to a previous day, discarding all changes, is fantastic. I 100% agree. Now, there is a slight caveat to this. So before you get too excited, it will only do the system disk. It doesn't affect things like OneDrive or Google Drive or any online content. So if you primarily use OneDrive for your documents, then you can quite happily save and do whatever you want with documents because they will still be there when you do the restore. But it only does the system drive, so your main C drive. So if you are someone like me, so you've got a C drive for your Windows operating system and programs, that kind of stuff. You've then got maybe a D drive for your games, and maybe another drive or drive partition like an E drive with like videos and pictures and stuff like that on. It won't do the D drive or the E drive. It will only do your Windows system disk at present. That may change. I don't know. It's still very much a new thing. But I think realistically for the main system disk, it's a great option. I do like it a lot. I think it's a great idea. O'Reilly says it is now time to say get it out, get it out. The MSI motherboard, that is. I think you're probably right. I think we should definitely do that. So look, see if there's anyone said anything there. Greek says it's not working, Mike, because it is MSI. Oh dear. Some people are funny. Ashley Strachan says 80 people watching and 33 thumbs up. Get clicking, folks. Yeah, come on, get clicking, you miserable bastards. It doesn't cost you anything. Right. I suppose we should take a look at this motherboard first of all and see what it's about. As far as I know, Tim hasn't really done anything with this. Probably not even looked at it because he's not really a technical person, and obviously he's offloaded it to me, so he has no need to.
Is there a desktop icon for that feature?
Mark Gaines, no, there is not a desktop icon, and it doesn't actually run as a kind of like a traditional program as such. It is actually a system level service. You can turn it off, like System Restore you can do, but if you want to see it, if you run Windows Update now, or if you've done it in the last day or two, depending on your time zone, I guess, go into your Windows control panel, or click on the settings cog, go to System, and then in System, scroll down until you find Recovery. And then in Recovery, if you scroll down about halfway, you should find it as a new section. I would love to be able to show you it on the computer, but unfortunately, my PC is logged in currently as my own personal account, at which point it will show my own personal email. So, yeah, I won't be doing that. What? You're behind? That's gone.
Is it?
Yeah,
Johnny Bob's chat came up saying, he's now already done. I have been nagging him.
It's done.
And also, should we give 5 memberships before we start?
Yeah, go on then. Let's do the memberships before we start this. And then we'll put the lights on and we'll have a proper look at this board and see what the deal is. So there's 5 mics unboxing and... No, 5 mics unboxing reviews. And I'm going to change the channel name. Do you think I should change the channel name to just Mics Unboxing? Let me know what your thoughts are on that in the chat. Let that be a thing, and I will decide based on what you say. I'll ask Kath as well, but we've had this discussion years ago. It comes up every now and then. Should we change the channel just to Mics Unboxing? Just to make life easier for everybody. Let me know your thoughts. I don't think it actually has any bearing at all on YouTube and how they view or look at the channel. It's just a name as far as I'm concerned, and they are as well, I believe. So we could change the channel name to, I don't know,
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. Davy Jones stuff, and it would still be the same. So let's see what the thoughts are. So Glenn's got a membership. Zug, User Unknown, Terry Travis, and List Check have all received gift memberships. Enjoy. Watch videos early if you wish. iRolfman says, is this the same board or replacement? This is a replacement. It's a similar board, but it's not the same. And it should be, well, it may have been pins. How bent, I don't know. Rick says, I'd be okay with that, guys. CMCB says, nope. I'm not sure whether that is to the channel. Welly Bob says, yes, Mike's unboxing. Alessa says, Mike's whatever the hell makes money. You got me. You're welcome, Glenn.
And there's David
Mike's
James.
boxing. Let's really confuse people. Hey, Dave. Yeah, I know. Mike's chat channel. Paul Lamont says, yes, just Mike's unboxing. Greek says, I love your cats. They're pretty cool.
Dave.
We've got 6 of them. Just call it Mike's Place. David Under says, the same but different, like the UK's Prime Ministers. Paul Lamont says, Mike's Tech Tips, or is it too close?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a bit too
Bold
close.
and cats.
Adam says, I am late. Have you started? Not really. Mike's Dave is king. He is pretty cool. Is that anything exciting? No. Clearly not. I've still got a friend suggestion from Bunny though, so it's not all bad. Gentleman Bad Boy says, I saw one of those motherboards on Facebook Marketplace earlier for 50 quid. Get it? Did it work? Mind you, this one don't work. Well, maybe it don't work. Maybe I, Thanks, Noodles. Yeah, that's the way it works. YouTube is very much a somewhat male-dominated thing.
It was there, now it's gone.
Mike Unboxed. Mike Unboxed, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Rasher, is this the same board or replacement? No, it's... Well, no, it's not the same. This isn't the board that was in the computer. This is a different board, but it is very similar. So, yeah. Let's get the lights on and we'll have a look.
I was going to shut a blind, but I didn't need to, so I'm not going to.
Oh, it's nice to stand up. That chair's sweaty as anything on my arse. Oh, the microphone's on still, isn't it? Oh, well, never mind.
What did you say?
So it's good to get out because my hands are sweating onto this. I got my running shorts on. Not that I run, obviously. Not a man. Not a man of my caliber. Yeah, it's like tracksuit bottoms sort of thing, and those against a faux leather seat don't do well. Sky says, I like Mike Unboxed. It has a ring to it. It does actually, doesn't it? But is that too much of a descent from Mike's Unboxing? Reviews and how-to.
And our business is now called
And the
that.
business is now called Mike
Why do you always
Unboxing.
do these things? That is always you.
Mike Unboxed might be, yeah.
Why don't you think it through when you could do it all in one go?
Yeah. Let's have a drink. Let's lubricate the larynx. Okie dokie. Right. Best.
Sent back.
David Miller says temps in the 20s or 30s is not hot. It's just the humidity. The temperature's fine, but it's just the humidity. And our houses aren't designed for this weather. UK houses are designed to absorb heat and hold on to it. So they do for like ever.
What's going on with that?
Thank you, Andrew. C2026 for your $1.99 donation.
Not really very black, is it, and dark in it?
Much appreciated. Let's give you a little thumbs up and a heart. Thank you, Andrew. Hey, Phil Stodd, how you doing? Jim says, 45 minutes in, time to get on with it. I know. Right, what have we got? So we have some M.2 mounting. We've got some SATA cables. Another M.2 quick release mounting. Nice to have those in the box. There's also the Wi-Fi antenna, or aerial. as I like to call them. It's a Wi-Fi aerial, 100%. The motherboard is there. Let's see if there's anything underneath. Oh, no user manual or stickers. Sad times. So I'm guessing this has probably been an RMA return at some point then. And there is the board. I think that is the original MSI anti-static bag, possibly. Not entirely sure. Can't always be 100%. I think actually MSI boards generally tend to use the silvery coloured ones, don't they? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at my Edge TI. Yeah. So I think they're normally the clear ones. So that is not the original bag, I guess. Sometimes they probably do change them, but I don't think I can remember seeing an MSI board coming in a bag like that. Not recently, anyway. Another one here. This is a bit older. Yeah, then that is in that style bag, but then this was a second-hand one as well. So maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Not that it really makes any damn difference, does it really? As long as it's in an anti-static bag and not in just like a Tesco bag. Other online retailer, other grocers are available. So I think everything that we need is there. What are you eating now? Biscoff biscuits? They're pretty good, aren't they? That's easy for you to say. Right then, let's have a look at this board and see if there's any obvious signs of damage before we get into it. And I think actually if we put the overhead camera on, if that is, that's not even remotely lined up, is it? Let's fix that now. So we'll zoom in a little bit. And I always hit this camera because it's on the ceiling. Not that I'm super tall, it's just it's in the way. And I hit it with everything. So, oh, notice something already. There's a screw missing from that M.2 cover. So we possibly want to address that. Maybe find a screw from elsewhere. That would be that'd be great. So I don't think it's new and unused by any stretch of the imagination. Doesn't seem to be any really obvious signs of any dust or debris that I can see. It looks actually very clean. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be any kind of obvious areas where there may have been dust buildups. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I suppose if we take off the M.2 shields, this one, I guess if any of them have been used, this one is likely to be it. I know, still got the pad on there, so maybe just the screw came loose at some point during its life cycle. A little bit annoying though that screw is missing.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find a replacement. Actually, no. Oh yeah, I will. I'll see if I can find another replacement screw because that annoys me already. And also potentially because that is metal, it might touch on something which it shouldn't. So that would be potentially bad. What have we got here? So I wonder if we can get away with a standard Imperial screw. Not exactly the best looking, but
Check the battery.
there we go. That worked. So not beautiful, but it does the job. Check the battery. Someone said. Actually, I think it was
What do you want now? Do you want me to open the door
I wonder
for
if that's
you?
a better screw. That's sticking up out there is annoying me. They're supposed to be flush, aren't they? So let's try a different screw.
Oh, I need that.
If I can get it to get enough of a thread. Oh, look at that. It's like it was brand new. Okay, we'll stick with that. Dutch jet, never used before. Yeah, right. Right, let's get the batteryometer out. And we'll get some readings, make sure the CMOS battery is okay. This isn't really a definitive test of the CMOS battery, but WHS. I have yet to tune in early enough to see you emerge from the box, but I think Mike's Unboxing, just those 2 words, are the best name for the channel. Thank you very much. So I think we will change it. Skystalker says, hey, looks fine on the camera, Mike. Nicely done. Yeah, that's that screw looks almost identical. So we're going to set the voltage meter to 20 volts. That'll be fine. And we can probably just get a reading from here. So the bottom part, that metal there, is the minus. Can we get a reading off that?
Joey says, I will
No.
check the socket first, I would think.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I'll take the battery out now that we're here. That doesn't want to come out. Has that had some sort of work done on it then? Because that does not want to come out at all. And I've not seen that before. Normally these come out like easy. It's funny actually, I've done videos on this, on how to take out the battery, and people say, oh, I got one and the battery just don't want to come out. And I've always been like, yeah, whatever, just you're not doing it right. But that is actually jammed. It's like there's something behind the retention section. It physically won't go back. So maybe there is something going on with it. Not that it, again, it doesn't really make a huge amount of difference at this particular point, but
If it ain't broke, keep breaking it.
right, so how does this work then? Because there is actually a piece of plastic in behind there. So you actually physically can't move that backwards because there's a piece of plastic there. So is there another way of removing this? Or has it had an aftermarket battery unit put in? I can't really get in close enough to see it. That's frustrating me now. Now that I can't actually access it, I do want to access it. Let's see if I can get you a bit closer in on that. So I'm not too sure what you can and can't see from that, because I appreciate the quality isn't the best. Funny enough, you can see the camera green LED for focus actually showing on the battery. That's cool. So we might be able to get this out if we put a little bit of pressure here and here at the same time, maybe. No. That is ridiculous.
Oh, Dave,
There is no way on God's green earth you're going to get that battery out of there, ever.
Mike, stop overthinking it, move on.
It's great saying that. Who said that anyway?
Who do you think?
Don't know.
You've retracted it.
Mike, stop overthinking it, move on. Well, I'm not overthinking it, because if this won't ever come out, I don't want it to go out, and then at some point in a couple of years' time, them say, oh, I want to change the BIOS battery, but it won't come out. And I say, don't be stupid, of course it comes out. Has it swollen in place? It doesn't appear to have. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, crap. Where are we? So you can see there is a little bit of plastic. Where you'd normally lever it open, there's a piece of plastic there, so it physically won't press down to allow the battery to come out. And you can see there is the two kind of tags to hold it in place. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what was going on there. I wonder if it's one that you can leave right that way.
Precision screwdriver down the slot.
Ah, there we go. Right, I'm gonna have to do a video on this one, So this is unusual that you actually have to get it down in between those two legs. That sounded really weird. Did you even see that? No. I think I was zoomed out too far. Oh. So yeah, what I had to do, if you didn't see it, is when it was in like that, you have to get the screwdriver and push it down into there, and then it comes out easily. So I've not seen one like that before. So that's an interesting one. I might have to make a little video on that, so if people ever get stuck.
So actually put doing those two white bits.
Yeah. So
what I was thinking.
voltage is 3.06. That's fine.
Do it again.
Do it again. Don't want to go back in now. Right. So, yeah, you have to come in at like an angle, like it's at M.2. So you have to go in that way, push, and then lever up. And it comes out pretty easily then. But yeah, that's a new one on me. I don't think I've ever seen a BIOS battery come out like that before. Anyway, I think we could argue that the CMOS has been reset. So let's do the bit we don't really want to do, and zoom back in, and let's see what this socket is like. So forewarned, they have said that this is this has got bent pins, or had bent pins, but have been professionally repaired. So, moment of truth. I'm not too sure how well that is coming across on the camera, so I'm going to blast it with some light, and yeah, there's an area just where my like the hot spot is. Actually, if I zoom the light in a little bit, so there are some pins which don't look very good. All right, I'll try it. No, I think I'm going to have to get the other camera. Right, I'm going to put it in front of the other camera. Let's go to main camera. Oh God, you put that there. Now, I'm going to be quiet because I'm really concentrating here, but I don't know if it comes out to you. But there seems to be a few pins here which don't look great. But it's only on a certain angle, so we might be okay. So if you don't mind being a little bit eagle-eyed for me, because I can't really see the preview monitor particularly well from here.
That looks like classic dropping the CPU in on its end.
Okay, so
Got a bad feeling about this.
there's a one or two pins at the very, very bottom. So if you take this line, the plastic line here, and follow that line all the way down to the bottom, there's about 2 or 3 pins which do definitely look either squashed or missing. Okay. So I think the thing that we're going to need to do is we'll get the other PC up on the bench. We'll take out the motherboard anyway, because we've got to take it out regardless. Then we'll transplant the parts from the other motherboard onto this board, and then we'll just do a test and see if we get a post. I think that's probably the safest bet. There's not really much else we can do. I'm not particularly versed with what pin touches what contact. very likely that even though there are 1,700 pins, allegedly, I've never counted them, don't intend to, they don't all have to actually touch something. Some of them can just be grounding pads, which are not really useful. Potentially, if there are any bent pins, it may well be that it's something from maybe a PCI Express slot or a USB port or something else altogether. So until we actually try it and fire it up, we got no idea what is going on. So yeah, take a shot with the phone and then examine the picky. David Nurse says those pins do not look professionally fixed. I know. Actually, I will take a picture, and we will. Actually, if I take a picture, I will.
Just put the CPU in and press start. Bang.
I'll take a picture of the pins anyway, just in case, as a precaution. If for some reason it does need to be either argued with eBay or something. Let's get a couple of angles where the light moves in different ways.
Can you return it?
Actually, that's a really good shot there. Let me I'm trying to think how I can share this with you easily. I'll put it, if I send them to Discord. Actually, yeah. I'll share them to Discord. Links for Discord are currently going to be in the chat. So I will put it in, I'll put it in Tech Support 1. If I can find it. Where is Tech Support? Have we got a Tech Support channel? Yeah, we have. I figured we would have. Let's add some more pictures. No, I don't want to do that, do I? Ooh. Manage. Douche, 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 douche. Don't want that one or that one. I guess 4 photos. There we go. Bent pins? Question mark. Why did it not send those?
Probably a dodgy internet in that area.
There we go. Sent. So I've sent the pictures to the Discord. They are in Tech Support 1. I've put a thing on there. Oh, someone's got it come through. So that is gone through now. So if you want to have a look, see what you think. To be fair, it doesn't really make much difference, but I figured we'd do it anyway. I would have thought the seller would have tested it before selling it to you. That is why it went so cheaply, because it was effectively not tested. It was repaired untested. Thing is, if you got somebody to professionally test the pins, I guess you would have asked them to test it, or they would have tested it. That is my assumption anyway. So let's put this away for now, and we'll get the PC and start stripping that down. Rasher says looks a-okay. Jacko, got him. Thank you, Jacko. Alessa says it's probably the Jedis who bent them. You know how violent evil cults can get. Oh dear. Greg says PDQ, put a CPU along with some memory and PSU. That is what I'm going to do next. But I've got to take it out of the other system because I don't have a spare CPU in order to test it. So I have to strip down the old system.
Very strange fit, but not tense, dodgy.
Ugh. Yeah, tell me about it. Fortunately, well, I say fortunately, it's going to be one of those things where I did make Tim aware of the risks, and he read everything on there, so he is fully in the loop about what is going on. I've said, like, obviously all I can do in this situation is to do the best I can with the parts I have available to me. if the board is a goer, great. If not, then we'll just have to address it. Yeah, part 3 will be coming up, maybe
Trilogy.
a while. Yeah, all the best things have a trilogy, don't they? It's so hot in here. The window's open, the fan is on, and it's just unbelievable. Right, where do I start? I might as well leave the drives in place. I did notice actually one of the SATA drives in here seems to have like a busted connector, and I don't know if that is actually fixable or how reliable that disk is going to be, or potentially if that was causing crashing and maybe like short circuiting possibly. How does that come out? Oh, there's bloody screws on the other side as well. Or is there? Oh, sod it. That's the job for another day.
Better than EastEnders. The grandma might sweating with uncertainty.
I am sweating with uncertainty. Not as badly as I was sweating during the week. Oh my days. It was so hot. I think the worst, like the first day of the real heat was Tuesday.
It's like waking up in
And Tuesday was, it was like being inside a McDonald's apple pie, you're right. But the Tuesday like was hot, and it was like, right, okay, just like try and be a bit still. I did actually record a video and I was just absolutely baking on camera. Wednesday was a hotter day, and it was about the same levels of comfort. But Thursday, which was the hottest day, didn't seem as hot, but it was way more uncomfortable. It was absolutely, it was just so sweaty. It wasn't even necessarily like sunny, but it was just like so humid. Oh, didn't like it at all. Hey Tim. The moment of reckoning. Have you wasted £60 on eBay? Only time will tell. Be glad to see the back of this power supply. I'm actually, Tim, when this is all done and dusted, can I send this power supply back to Thermaltake to put in their museum? I jest. It's not that old.
Tim's there. I'm here on the edge of my seat. I did not lose.
Oh God.
It says view my seat.
Yeah. Don't fall off your seat. It's not going to get that exciting. It might do. It's got quite a nice smell to it, this PC.
I have not asked how you were, Mike, after the heat this week. I was suffering a bit. Thursday was cooler, but I was 100 times sweatier and uncomfortable.
Yeah, Thursday, like, bizarrely, like Bristol in the southwest generally is kind of reasonably mild. Normally it's like over towards London, the more sort of central areas which get hotter because we benefit of having a little bit of a coastal breeze coming in. We're about 20 miles from the coast here. So, like, in terms of weather, 20 miles isn't a lot. We're not exactly a holiday resort, but it's yeah, we're slightly more coastal. It's a big island, effectively. And but yeah, the last Thursday was awful. Didn't sleep very much Wednesday because it was so hot. And I think Tuesday I got up at like 6 o'clock or something stupid, which I don't ever really do. But it was just so hot and so bright, so early. It's like, well, there's pointless being in bed because I'm literally just making my pillow soaking wet because my big fat baldy gammon head.
His marshmallow was just getting so
It is. It's just, oh, that's one of the worst things actually about being a baldy bastard, is the fact that you just sweat on your pillows and stuff, especially if you're someone who sleeps like that, because then you get the heat of your arm and the heat of your head, and it just turns into like a little like a wet tub.
like a distiller.
Yeah, it is like, yeah, it's like having a little sort of distillery, but it's not like pure alcohol that comes out. It's mostly just fat bloke sweat. and we've been eating salads all week, so it's been very good. And I was basically sweating out, what's it called?
Glyphosate.
No, what's that? Yeah, probably was glyphosate. What was the, what's that dressing I put on it?
Balsamic.
Balsamic vinegar. Yeah, I was just sweating balsamic
It's not a
vinegar.
tan, it's just a
It's not.
balsamic
It's
stain.
yeah. This isn't a tan. This is just balsamic staining. Right, is that loose enough to come out? No. Why does that last screw never want to come out? I hate this bloody thing. Ah, there we go.
Yeah, hair does not help. It's a blanket. I just didn't even know where to put my hair. I had it plaited all week just to keep it out of the way. And it's just uncomfortable and wet. Wear a wig in bed, problem solved.
Wear a wig.
You
God, oh
didn't
my
get
God.
one, didn't you?
Imagine the heat. I'll get one of those, like,
Any heels?
no, the Scottish, ginger ones. Big afro ginger thing. That'd be great. I'm sure that'd really help me sleep at night.
It wouldn't help me if I woke up and saw that.
Get a wee Jimmy Cranky thing. Right, let's take the IO shield out because, well, you never know. Okay, so we have the motherboard out. Actually, let's take the power supply out as well because whatever. We got it here at the moment, so we might as well do it. Let's put that down somewhere safe on the floor. Me on a chair with wheels and a motherboard on the floor. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, put it on the table.
Because I'm running out of room. And it's very warm in here today. Might need to have... Catherine,
I haven't done anything wrong.
you haven't done anything wrong, but would there be a snowball's chance in hell of you getting me a pint of water and some ice cubes?
No chance of that motherboard on the floor.
No chance of that happening. I would love to, but there's a motherboard on the floor and I can't move past it. Otherwise, terrible things will happen.
A pint of water.
A pint of water in a pint glass with an absolute shit ton of ice cubes in, please.
It's just plain water.
Yeah. And the ice...
Ugh.
You don't have to put the ice cubes in the glass. I'm going to put them straight down onto my balls because I think that's going to be beneficial.
The pullback challenge.
Possibly not to you, the viewer, but to me, it's going to make a heck of a lot of difference. Or it'll just wake me up.
Ice balls challenge. You're going to have this on camera.
No.
Shall I bring in an extra one that's for there?
No. Just...
We should do that.
I must say, well done, Tim, because you've actually done some cable management here. Oh, what is that there? There's... What's that connected to? There's things here connected to things. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to get the power supply out. Also, I might go and get the vacuum and give it a little bit of a blast. I wish I'd never started this now. I'm not going to... Oh yeah, I won't move and I will... I'm not sure if I've taken this other side panel off yet. It's a really strange case actually because it's got fan mounting section on the side so you can actually cool down your drives, as you can see here. And it is... I thought it was hexagonal mesh, but it's not. It's just large holes. But still, very good. Oh, thank you very much. Very
Can you
much.
get them nearer?
Yeah.
I don't want to spill it on.
Thank you.
Ah,
Oh my goodness, that's great.
mind that motherboard, babe.
Oh God, don't make me move. O'Reilly, £20. Thank you very much, O'Reilly, for your £20 donation. For Kath to go and get Mike the ice water. Thank you very much. See, O'Reilly's got my back.
What's your phone? Don't
Oh
get
God.
up to answer it.
Oh, wait, hang on. That's all right, no panic. Oh, something else now. Right. I put a post on Facebook about my my daughter's car because the brakes seem to be like very weird. And she says that every now and then the brakes just don't seem to work, but seems to be mostly in reverse, which I don't understand at all. But hey ho. I actually did motor vehicle science for a subject at school. Well, actually it was called motor vehicle studies, but I always call it motor vehicle science because it sounds a bit more impressive on a job application. Because you know what job applications are like, don't you?
Mike can speak fluent French and German on his.
Anyone who actually ever looked at my CV would absolutely piss themselves. It's hilarious.
It's all lies.
I'm more qualified than a pilot.
But you were quite honest when you got your last job.
Yeah, when it was my last job, I was really honest and I said, look, I've come for this interview in my jeans and t-shirt because I've put on a lot of weight and I can't fit in my suit anymore. Can I have a job, please? and it basically worked. So yeah, that was good. I'm now definitely running out of space. Right, let's put that over there. Right, what was that actually connected to? So, oh, there's a fan. So that's why I couldn't find it or didn't work it out. So there's a fan in the front, a DC fan, which was connected to Molex. So that's why I couldn't find it. Because I was thinking to myself, there's a fan in the front, but like, what's it actually running off of? Ooh, nice SATA cables, we'll keep those. And, oh actually, yeah, I can show you that drive now, hopefully. R&B, what's R&B saying? R&B, ice water, above where?
Mike, can I ask?
Oh, I'll have to get a scroll on. What time was that?
9:29.
9:29. And is it R&B? Mike, can I ask, faulty, untested, or customer returned GPUs, are they worth taking a punt or not? I don't know.
And then down is a bit more.
It's a hard one. I would probably be tempted to give it a punt, but it depends on the price you're looking at and how much, like, if it's on eBay or something like that, generally you can return things even if they are, unless they're actually described as faulty, then, oh my days.
And a little bit more underneath.
Also, are people removing GPU and VRAM from, apparently. I've never seen it, but yeah, I'm sure that is a thing. Right. Bloody hell. Right, at some point here, I'm going to give you a close-up of this because this is pretty bad. So this is a SATA drive, and if you can see, I'm not sure how well it's going to focus on there, but the actual data side is missing the plastic bit which supports those pins. Oh, it's got dust on my tea. So there's essentially nothing really holding those data connections in place. You can kind of see right through the metal, whereas it's supposed to have a plastic shield on it, or plastic surround. So yeah, that is that's not ideal. And as far as I know, this disc is their data disc. So that's a little bit of a concern. So I would probably suggest getting the data off of there pretty quick smart.
Raleigh says I have busted a drive connection like that before.
Yeah, they will still work, but I wouldn't really like to rely on it long term personally. But anyway, right, so that is all out of there, so we can put this to one side now, because we won't be needing that for a little while, hopefully. We might not be needing it at all. Right. Oh. Dust. Good for diets, dust. Very handy. So let's take off some bits. And I suppose really I should put some anti-static stuff down. He says. put some anti-static down. Again, it doesn't really make a massive amount of difference. The amount of motherboards I've taken apart in the past has been fine. I was expecting an SSD. There's SSDs in here. There's another SSD in there, which is a 480, which I think is either a BX or MX drive. And there is also in here a Gen 5 M.2 1 terabyte, which is a P5 310, I think it is it, or 510.
I'm glad that really annoys you because it makes you.
Oh my god, it does. It's unbelievable.
Oh, Welly Bob would be shouting at the TV.
Welly Bob, stop shouting at the TV.
He hasn't said anything, but I know he will. Or I know he's thinking it.
Duct tape on the hard drive. Oh dear. Yeah, I know. It's not ideal. To be fair, there was quite a lot of duct tape on the drives holding the cables in place. Some people just do that anyway, so that they don't come off in transit, which is fine. It's not something which I would generally tend to do. I would probably use a little bit of like hot glue.
But no nails.
Or yeah, but no nails.
Sticks like shit.
Get down screw fix and get some sticks like shit. That'll do it. Right, I think what I'm going to do is if I have two motherboards here, I have that one there, and I have another one here, and then I can just transfer one to the other. Would you prefer a face-on shot, or do you want the top-down shot for this while I'm doing this? Any preferences? Like, I don't mind either way, it doesn't really bother me, but if you would prefer to see a little bit of overhead action, please let us know in the comments. ESD protection is for wimps. Yeah. Fuck ESD. Right, so might as well do the M.2 drive. Let's get it out of here. Would be a T710, I believe, Mike, if it were crucial. It's a P5 something. Not too sure exactly what. I did have a look before. Face on shot, over. Not a bottom up shot. Overhead, please, less reflections. Go on then. I'll give you overhead for a little bit. Oh. Tell you what, if I zoom back out, that'd be really handy. You'll be able to see some stuff. There you go. Oh, sticky as hell, that one. So this is, it's a Crucial P5 Plus. Which is a PC, for some reason that drive doesn't, there we go. Didn't want to come out of there very easily. So let's stick that straight into here. The top slot on this one is only a Gen 4, but that actually probably is going to be beneficial because, well, you don't really want a drive running super hot, which Gen 5s do, and realistically, as long as it works, who gives a rat's ass? Yeah, that's been peeled off of there, so that's fine. Stick that on there. I don't think that is making any contact at all. Yeah, I have invented cloning. They do look very similar, don't they? They are effectively the same board. I think even the VRM is the same. So how many phases have we got? 1, 2. Yeah, I think it is pretty much the same board, just you get extra couple of M.2 coolers. You get the same amount of that, same amount of that.
Is this still Tim's CPU or a test one?
This is Tim's CPU in here. Let's put that back on there. So yeah, I don't know what Tim's going to do with the motherboard. I am tempted to get one of those sort of BIOS flashing kit things, clip-ons, that you can put onto the BIOS chip to see if it can be recovered. I think it's more likely to be an electrical fault rather than a BIOS issue, because we did try a BIOS flash and that wouldn't work either. So I think it might be wasting my time actually trying it. But having said that, Lead Farmer has been saying for way too long that I should try doing a clip-on BIOS recovery. But this might be a good candidate for that, because the board being dead anyway, that I could give it a go, and we don't really have a great deal to lose. Massive voltage on the 3.3 volt rail. Yeah, we were measuring like 3.5 volts, which most systems should be able to cope with that. But if it was spiking higher than that potentially, then it may have cooked it. Difficult to know for sure. I would love to know. I wish I had the equipment available to actually verify. Right, let's swap over the CPU next, get it out of the way. It's a shame really, because the socket on this one is absolutely perfect. I've got to be very careful doing this, because I don't want it to be anyone saying, "Oh, you dropped it in there a bit too hard, you big baldy gammon." So that seems okay. It's like that, didn't you? Okay, so I think that is everything taken off the board that can be. So yeah, that actually went a little quicker than anticipated. Let's stick that in there. And chuck those in with it. And then that can go in the slightly dead pile. Okay, so let's build up the cooler. Oh, balls. I knew I forgot something. I was just thinking, something was giving me my spidey senses saying that I hadn't done something. And I was talking and it wasn't happening. And then I realised I didn't take the back plate off for the cooler. Because unlike with AMD, Intel boards have no real back plates, which hopefully will be remedied when the new sockets come out shortly. Well, I say shortly, in about a year or so's time. And right, this is going to be very straightforward. So it's going to plonk these blue spacers over the top of the extrusions from the back plate, and then we put these on about there and about there. Good old Thermalright coolers, you can't go wrong. What's that? David Undrill says, Mike, those clip-on programmers sometimes need a modded version of the Flash BIOS firmware, as the download often has a small preloader at the beginning. I will definitely bow down to your knowledge on that, because it is something which I've never ever even looked into.
Rick H said they always use a contact frame.
Yeah, contact frames. Speaking of which, I got an amazing deal this week on AliExpress. And it was one I didn't really expect. I've had in my shopping basket for well over a year, maybe even closer to 2 years now. I've had some stuff in my shopping basket which I've never bothered getting, because it was never like, oh, okay, let's just do it. And it was a SATA USB adapter, which, oh God, who was it who sent me that 3D printed case?
Patrick LaBelle.
Patrick LaBelle, thank you. Patrick sent me a link to it ages ago because he did this 3D printed drive enclosure, and yeah, he said this is the USB I use with it. So I put it in my basket, but I never actually used it. And
So that was like nearer 2 years.
that's probably getting closer to 2 years. Yeah. Oh balls! I'm out of juice. I'm out of bloody juice. I've run out of thermal pasta. Bloody TF4. Oh well. Rasher, thank you very much. Where's the bloody... Oh, there it is. Hi. Thanks, Rasher, for your donation. Much appreciated. And also to Michael Lovell. Thank you very much. Rasher says... do they show the Flintstones in Dubai? No, but Abu Dhabi do. That's a real head palm moment. Oh dear.
Was there a message from Michael?
And thank you to Michael Lovell for your $10. Thank you so much. Great channel from the States. Thank you. And Michael, I think you must be... Are you new around here? If you are, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. And also thank you to Rasher. You kind individuals. Right, I'm out of TF4. That's an absolute disaster. Which is actually really good timing because there was the things that were in my basket. I had the AM5 contact frames in black and also in silver to go on white builds. I had 3 of each ready to buy for stock, and also a syringe of SY8080 or 88, whatever it is. Some really good thermal paste, which is like super cheap. You get like a massive tube of it. And those contact frames are normally about 5-6 quid from AliExpress, or about a tenner on Amazon. So I had 3 of each of those, and literally I had this weird pop-up come up from AliExpress, which I would normally have ignored. But it said basically special discount 1p for your basket. I was like, okay then. So it's like, well, why would you not? And I was thinking, should I take the piss and just put them up to like 10 units each? I thought, no, I won't try and break it because I'm onto a good thing here. So I managed to get, I actually added something else onto the list as well. I can't think what it was. And I basically paid £2 or something, including postage and shipping, for 6 AM5 contact frames, a USB adapter, a syringe of thermal paste, which is about 8 quid normally. There was something else, I can't think what it was, but yeah, it's like £2 something for all of it. And I thought, yes, that's awesome. I like that a lot. So that is brilliant. I still have Abu Dhabi do. Great. Let's see if I've got some... I've got a bag or something here with thermal paste in, which I'm sure I've probably got another one or something which will do instead. That's the trouble with the Thermalright stuff as well. It doesn't have a little window on the side to see how empty it is, which is annoying. Let's see what I've got here.
What's the crack? Is the board fixed?
It's a newish board. This has come from MSI or Thermal Take. So let's put some of this on. Realistically, I shouldn't be too concerned with this at present because, well, we don't know if it's going to work. So is there any more TF stuff? What have we got there? Oh, I got this old boy. This stuff is horrible, but it was cheap, and I bought this about 20 years ago. This is Thermal Grease SKU HC1B. This is the proper nasty stuff, and it's really easy to spread, but it's basically useless. It's like really shit paste. So I just used to use that for... I'm going to keep that actually. I'm going to use this for when I'm messing around, because that is actually probably a good idea rather than using the decent stuff. which actually was kindly sent to us by Rick H, I think.
Usually.
I think it was Rick H who sent that.
I've lost track of what.
Memory is a little bit hazy, but yeah. Potentially, if it works, this works properly, I'll put some Honeywell PTM 7950 on there, just so it's got a bit of longevity, so Tim never has to mess around with it again. For those who don't know, PTM 79, whatever it is that I said, is thermal. It's not really a paste, but it's not really a putty. It's like a sheet, and it's phase change. So when it's cold, it remains solid. When it heats up, it goes like watery. Thank you, Rick H. MX6. What's MX6 like? I quite fancy some MX6. I saw some on Amazon, quite cheap, and I was thinking, I might try some of that. MX5 was awful. That was the worst stuff ever. But the MX4 is what I've been using recently. I think I've got some of that in there as well. I do tend to quite like using MX4 because it's very easy compound to use. It spreads very nicely, and yeah, it's pretty good. Rasher says, nice to see Mike have a good laugh. Hey, I got no choice. When you're dealt the cards that I have, what can you do? Aletta says, I once tried to show my cousin how to build a PC, but it was like speaking mathematics to a barking dog. Oh dear. That's pretty funny.
Rick H says it's not too bad. I also love MX4.
Yeah, MX4 is good. I find that Arctic stuff seems to just always be like, not prohibitively expensive, but it just seems like other things have become better value, whilst Arctic have kind of stayed pretty stationary. One RAM stick. Two RAM sticks. I love to count. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm very tired and silly. Oh dear. And I bought some more RAM this week. I swear this is going to turn around and bite me in the ass at some point. It really is. I've been gradually stocking up on RAM because I'm sort of hedging my bets that it's all going to go horribly tits up at some point RAM-wise. So if I've got some RAM, I'm in a fighting position to try and save the brand, save the company with RAM. Whether or not that is actually going to happen, I couldn't tell you. And I get rid of that sticker, and I get rid of that sticker. What the hell, stickers? Hello?
Question from Thomas.
Thomas, question. If you'd leave only leave only three types of brands of thermal paste, which one are you choosing? If I'd leave or use? Ow, balls. Ow, 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 ow. PWM pin went right up under my nail then. Ow. That's not fun.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse, could have been up the old japsy. That shit would have hurt. PWM peanuts. Just what you don't want. Right, that looks okay. I really don't want to try this. I'm really scared. MX7 is... Oh, MX7, that's the one I was thinking of, actually. Or was I thinking of MX5? I don't know. David Hunter says, you bought more RAM, took out a second mortgage on house. It was pretty reasonable value. I got some Corsair. Actually, basically the same as this stuff, but a little bit faster. Got some Corsair DDR5 RGB, 6000 mega transfer, and apparently it's CL28 or CL30. The listing said it was CL36, but the part number that they showed on the picture and the part number in the listing was CL30 or 28. So if it turns up, which I'm hoping it will, it said it was direct from manufacturer as well, which seemed odd because it wasn't a Corsair seller on eBay, but they sold a fair few units, about 30 or so sets, I think. As soon as I seen the deal, again, it would come out on our Discord bot. As soon as I seen it, I reposted it, did like a at here, and it was £192 for a 32 gig kit. So like anything around £200 is awesome. If it's under £200 and it seems legit, like, yeah, your quid's in. So yeah, I think it was 192 or 195, something along those lines. But yeah, it was good. So I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've got 5 sets, which if I'd try and sell one PC a month to keep things on an even keel. So I can't do that because I haven't got enough RAM. So it's going to be probably one every 2 months. But if I can do one every 2 months, that should, at the end of the year, mean that we are pretty much on an even keel. I hope, I pray. But yeah, it's not a good time for building or buying PCs full stop, really, is it? So yeah, just got to do what you can. Right, can you tell that I really don't want to do this? And I don't want to do this for actually multiple reasons. One reason being it's really hot and I can't be bothered, and the other reason is if it doesn't work, I've got to start again from scratch. Sorry? Greg M. Be careful with DDR5 memory that is RGB, that it uses the same bus line when programming RGB and corrupt the memory speed settings on the memory itself. Yeah, I've saw that a few times. There is a setting in the BIOS that you can actually turn that off. I think. I'm pretty sure I saw that today on it. What board was it? I can't remember what board it was. I was looking on a BIOS today. Might have been that one actually. And it, yeah, there was a setting about turn off the SPD programmer or something. I guess that's what it might have been. Anyway, I'm dilly-dallying. I know. Let's get a HDMI, because we will definitely be needing one of those. Well, hopefully we'll be needing one of those. So at this point, do any of you wish to have a small wager in the chat and let us know whether you think this is going to work or not? Now, obviously, I don't mind what you do because it's a chat and it's all good. I won't be upset or anything. So if you say it's not going to work, you're not saying it against me. But if you think in your heart of hearts, God, fucking hell, these chickens are going to voice up my ass. If you think in your heart of hearts that it's going to work, great. Let us know in the chat. Did you see it?
That's such a ratty face. Oh.
That's going to be a GIF, isn't it? Right. Actually, I suppose we should test the power supply first, shouldn't we? Rick says life is short, so yes, it will work. Thank you, Rick. Logan says it will work. Greg M says Northwest Ridge fixed some RGB memory by backing the SPD settings from one stick and flashing onto another. Wow. CMCB says not working, smiley face. Fingers crossed, says Mark Berry. Yes, because it's you, it boots. Thank you, Dutch Jan. Right, so we have a power supply from Gigabyte. So earlier on, the lovely person in the chat who was moaning about MSI, well, we have got a little bit of Gigabyte here. A Gigabyte P650G, gold rated. Looks all right. He says, Hayden H, thank you, Hayden, for your £20. £20 to our Mike and Kath for what you do. I'm off to Turkey on Tuesday, living at large for 2 weeks. I'll try and catch up on Discord. Oh, nice one.
Show us the picture of your teeth.
Yeah, you getting turkey teeth or getting the turkey hairline? Awesome. Mike Unbox says it will work. I'm going to change the name of the channel. Do you think, Kath? Would you like that to be just called Mike's? Oh, the screen's gone. Want to plug that in? Mike's Nexus.
And the wig.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Well, at least I won't have to lose any weight to be Gamers Nexus. Oh, bitchy. Oh, the camera's not working again. There's a surprise. Have you tried turning it on and off again? Oh, yes, I did. Hey! God, bloody hell, these boxer shorts gone right up my ring piece. For fuck's sake. Like £3 I paid for these boxer shorts, and I got about £2.50's worth of me crack. Okay. Right, which is the CPU end? Does that one say CPU? That looks like a CPU. Yeah, that's a 4x4. As long as you don't get the turkey teeth. Oh, you gotta get turkey teeth. Oh, I'd love turkey teeth.
You better take that off.
Right, yeah, let's take that off. Thank you, Hayden. Much appreciated.
Needs a hair transplant.
Careful that PSU doesn't explode. Is it actually in the on position or off position? I didn't even look. Oh, it's in the off position. It still made this. Oh, it's done it again. I'm a little concerned. Oh, it come back. Excellent. Okay. Are you getting a refund on those boxers when you take a dump? Yeah. Right. I need another keyboard and mouse, really. But do I? Is that tempting fate? Plug in a keyboard and mouse in. I'm gonna have a drink. Let's have a drink. Have some hydro. Brain freeze. Oh, that hurts. Oh, I hate. Oh, my neck. Oh, that's really painful.
It's such a weird.
I am such a. I'm not going to say the P word because that's oh, these fucking pants. Jesus Christ.
What have they done with them?
I don't know. Just like my ass is on suction mode or something. I don't bloody know. Right. We'll just go with the onboard. Should we put the GPU in or should we try the onboard? Should I put the graphics card in? Let me know, chat. Actually, where the heck? Oh, there it is.
Mike's Unboxers.
Mike's Unboxers, right up my arse. Okay. Oh, that's the USB. See, I told you, it's not going well. Okay. Oh, everyone says on board first. Now I've put it in. That's not how the gloves in this possible are supposed to work. Okay. Oh dear. Right. Right. I probably need to do something with this. So where is my? Oh Christ! My mouse network now is plugged into the computer. So actually, yeah, we want it that way around, don't we? Where's a good place for me to live? Down here? Okay. PC's going to crash in a minute. Of course it is MSI. Lead Farmer, oh alive, is this the bent pin one? Yes, it is. Right, so cooler is in place, RAM is in position, power supply is on, connected, GPU is connected, we've got a drive in there to boot from, so
Turn it on.
if you've got any prayers, now is a good time, and please don't do bang, just please don't, seriously, because I'm nervous enough about this as it is.
Bang!
Jesus. I don't know if I can watch. Oh, it's on memory check-in as it was before, so nothing's changed there. The light's gone out. Oh, That was new. All the lights turned on and it rebooted itself. That's a sign of life. That is a good thing. We've still got no display for some reason. And we have got a display. Why is it not on there? It was working. I saw it. Did I see it then?
Yeah, it was like white right in there.
Oh. MSI logo and it's booting. Please don't boot straight. Oh my bloody hell. It is currently Saturday the 27th of June. It is. But it's not 2 o'clock. I'm pretty sure. Why would it say 2 o'clock?
Those boxes now do need washing.
Why does it say 2 o'clock on today? That's weird. Well, it's working. Who would have thought? So, Alexa says it looks like my house. Oh, the screen. I'm looking at the stream picture here, and it's delayed. You remove CMOS. Okay, right. Let's do a thing. Of course, run it at 4K in it as well. Let's do a restart. Can I get a restart? Let's go into the BIOS. The board can't be from a different time zone. Well, that's what I'd have thought. Or slow RTC. Rick says it's 2 PM where I live. Oh, we're in the BIOS. That's super annoying. Right, I'm gonna get rid of myself, I think, because I don't really need to be in the picture. And now I can try and do the BIOS. Let's have a look, see what's going on. So BIOS version is where are we? BIOS version, BIOS build date. So HA0. So that's from the 1st of April, or is that the 4th of January? It's probably the American date, isn't it? So I'm guessing that's April. So if anyone can actually look up for me on the motherboard website for the Z790 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi, see if that is the latest version, HA0. Or BIOS, it'll probably say HA rather than, or A0. If anyone wants to check out, so...
Not an A0.
It's looking good. So we'll turn on a bit of ERP. We like a bit of that. FTPM 2.0, that's on. Let's go to hardware monitor. And let's do the usual thing. So stick all those to PWM. We haven't got a pump. I'll set that up anyway. System fan, want that to be PWM. The BIOS is a little bit laggy. But in saying that, most of them are. I'm just going to set all of these up as the kind of just normal PWM. I'm not too sure which fan headers are actually going to be used, so I will put them all to PWM. Actually, some of these fans are actually going to be DC, aren't they? So I'm going to have to have a closer look at that later. That's fine. And if we go into advanced, system. Oh, I'm using the wrong keyboard now. Oosh. System, let's have a look at advanced. I'll turn that off because that is a potential security risk. UEFI mode, that's fine. Integrated graphics, we'll just leave that as it is for now. Those will be fine. PCI subsettings, 32 PCI clocks, yeah, that's fine. Resizable bar is enabled, good, yeah, that'll do. Let's go into OC, and cooler. I'll do MSI performance settings. It is a K-class CPU anyway, so that's fine. And I think all we need to do is we'll turn on XMP. And I think that is probably going to be all we need to do at the moment. Yeah, I'm not going to bother doing anything else tuning wise. Hardware monitor, so look, see what the voltages and stuff are like at the bottom. So our 12 volt is 12.9, that's great. 5 volt 5.12, and 3.3 is at 3.36, and all of which would appear to be absolutely rock solid. I don't know if those are supposed to change, but I thought they did.
7E06V is the newest bar.
HA, oh right, okay. Who said that?
Mark Gaines.
Thank you, Mark.
YERP.
ERP is like a power management or power saving. So with Intel CPUs, having ERP on allows the device to go into a lower sleep, so it keeps it cooler. Lead Farmer says, yeah, it's the latest. I got tricked by the Zero. Yeah, it does. It always gets me. I always look at it and looks at the wrong thing. Oh, helicopter. That'd be Mr. Dyson going over. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Let's turn that off. Now let's make sure it reboots. CPU temperature at 39 degrees, which considering it's about 30 degrees in this room, 9 degrees over ambient, I think is acceptable. Should be absolutely fine. Is that working now? Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Oh, all the RAM. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, I can't see it now, can I? I have to wait for it to boot now. I'm sure it said 32 gigs. Anyone watching the stream who can rewind it slightly to see what it said in the BIOS, I'm sure it said 32. I didn't shout it out and I didn't say it, but I'm sure it happened. I'm sure that was a thing. But you're quite right, Matthew, to question that. And now we can... Oh, bloody hell, I can't see that at all, can I? Let's go HDMI input. Something... Right, we're going to have to set up all the pins and stuff because it's obviously new hardware. So I was going to shut that down, but it's working. And it shut down pretty quickly as well. So that is great. 32, ISO 32 says Joe. Thank you, Joe. Lead Farmer says 32. Puff and Bluff and Puff says 32. Dutch Jan says 32. Alpha Dingo says 256. Running all the way to the bank. Lead Farmer says I got a screenshot. Thank you. Oh, I just realised that graphics card wasn't even seated in there properly. Well, I'm not going to argue. It worked. 13600K. It's a nice little system, this, or potentially could be. The graphics card sucks ass a little bit, but it's better than no graphics card. Barely, but it's okay. More importantly, the system works. So I can put this back into the case now, and it's quite a relief. A bit like the relief my ass feels when I get up off that chair.
With all right boxes.
Yeah. With most of it up my batimus. Tim says winner. Phew. That was 60 quid well spent. Actually, let's look at the I/O on the back. What have we got here? So, what was that? Oh, that's why that wasn't clipped in, because that is fallen off. How does that go back in there?
Can we get a refresh on why this board is being replaced?
Yeah, the board is being replaced because
Do you want a hot drink?
I've got one there. The previous motherboard just seemed to have some weird fault with it, which we seem to think from what the power supply was doing. The previous power supply, the capacitor seemed to be giving out, and the idea of a capacitor is to kind of even out the power flow. So on a modern power supply, you've got three main voltage rails. You've got the 12 volt rail, the 5 volt rail, and the 3.3 volt rail. And all of those are fed into the computer. But if one of those, the voltage regulators start going and the voltage isn't steady, you can send too much voltage down either one of those three main power rails. And the 3.3 volt rail on that old power supply was hitting like 3.5, 3.6 on a regular basis, and that was just on its own, stood alone on a power tester. So when there was actually extra load on the system from 3.3 volt devices such as anything SATA, maybe the fan splitters, those types of things, there's quite a big potential for that power rail to exceed the kind of nominal values. And over time, that is going to eventually damage the motherboard. It's not going to necessarily kill it straight away, but it should do it over a period of time as the voltage discrepancies get higher and lower and whatever, and it just fluctuates. It's not good. It's effectively, if you imagine in your house, going in and turning your lights on and off, and just keep on turning them on and off all the time. Eventually, it's going to get to a point where your light bulb's just going to blow because it's been turned on and off so many times. And it's when you turn things on and off, you get that initial rush of current, which can cause it. But it could be, again, if you're using another device, the power dips briefly. Like when you turn your kettle on in your house, you turn the kettle on sometimes and you find some of the lights in the house dim a little bit, just where it's that little extra load on the system. And power supplies are supposed to kind of even out those ripples in voltage and current. But when they're failing, they stop doing that, and then voltage can just leak all the way through into the system, which, yeah, clearly isn't good. So it's like a surge, as Anon said there, potentially a surge of voltage or current came through one of those lines and has gradually killed it or killed off part of it. Another thing which leads me to think that is possibly the case is because the motherboard itself would appear to be functional. So things like Molex connected devices are powering up. So those can be on 12 volt or 5, maybe 3. The motherboard itself does appear to light up. The RAM lights up. Fans and things like that still move. It starts to go through the process. So I'm thinking that it's something after the memory is trained or checked, that's when it stops working, which I don't know why it just hangs at that point. I'd love to be able to see from some sort of testing device or like a debug to see what part of the boot sequence that is actually tripping up on or hanging on. That would be very interesting to see, but I don't think there's specifically a way of doing it. David says that old PSU I wouldn't have used in an old retro system, let alone a modern motherboard. Well, that's the thing, innit? A lot of people, especially if you're not like a PC enthusiast, if you've got a power supply and it seems to work, like if you want to do a system upgrade, maybe you wouldn't give it a thought. It's just like, well, I've got a power supply, so tick, I don't need to buy another one of those. Oh, I've got a case, tick, don't need to buy another one of those. And you just buy the bits you actually do need to increase your PC's performance. So I do get that entirely. And that is a part of the DIY market. If you're buying things, especially if you're buying online, there's no real kind of checks and balances to make sure that what you're buying is kind of really what you need. Sometimes like PC Part Picker will say like, oh, this part doesn't work with this, or this isn't suitable or this needs a BIOS update. But if you're buying online, it very rarely, if you buy like a motherboard, a processor, a cooler and some RAM, it kind of would be nice if the website would say, have you considered a power supply? How old is your power supply? When did you last change your power supply? But it's just really complicated. Maybe as the continual disruption to our lives that is AI carries on, it probably gets to that point where shopping carts at the end will say, this looks like you're building enough for a system. Have you considered these things? It's like, yeah, it could be useful, but to some people it's going to be an intrusion that you don't want. Anyway, we're very happy. This works. So I think it's time that we put it back inside the case before something either gets dropped, kicked, or cats go on it. Yeah, or sucked up my crack. Jeepers. Right. Ugh. So I'm going to put the disk drive back in, even though I am extremely uncomfortable with that drive, with those pins. I would say that doesn't bode well. But it's good news for Tim. He's gone from being someone who did have a paperweight of a computer to being someone who actually has a working computer. Well, partially working at the moment. Does that not want to go in there? Come on, don't be a butthead. No, so go that way round. No, goes that way round. Why are you being a butthead? Ah. I understand completely now. So, this drive as well, there is in the mount. Actually, can you see me on the screen? Yeah, you can. Oh, that bit's in the way. Never. No one said. Where's my other keyboard mouse thing? Let's turn that off. So, actually, on the side of the drive, where you've got your drive mounting screws, no screw, no screw, half screw. There's half a screw left in there. So that's, yeah, that's not ideal. And I'm not drilling it out, so it's only going to have a, it's going to have a piece of, a screw is going to hold that in place, basically. I'm not going to do anything else. It's having a screw. The screw's going to hold it in place, and we'll say no more about it. Hello. Yeah. Broken off screw, yeah. You're often too afraid. I am. I get afraid all the time. Especially when Kath keeps on shouting, fucking bang. Right, what's the best way of doing this? I could do a vacuuming this out, actually. Before I put the power supply in. Right, I'm going to have to go and get a vacuum. There's nothing else for it, because I can't put it together. I just got to pull these pants at my ass. Why do we keep the vacuum upstairs? I'll never know. Turn the lights off, save energy. Yeah, baby. Right, let's go up and downstairs again. It's too bloody hot.
You have to have a quick glass of this box.
Right, let's lean this down. A good clean, and let's go on the overhead. Oh.
I don't know why anyone hates lazy people. We never did any of them.
Yeah.
Rasher's joke.
Well done, Rasher. I get you. Right, there is, you can't really see it from this angle, but, well actually you can. There's quite a lot of dust down on this bottom section. So I am going to attempt to give it a clean. Now if you give it a little agitation, huh? Hey Viali. You are?
Don't put your head too close, you'll pull back with an afro. Test.
Right.
Your phone's blabbing.
I don't think there's anything excitement. George sent a snap 19 minutes ago. Don't know what that is. Funny boy. Right, let's get this in. It's now clean. I put the board in before I put the power supply in, actually. Let's take that SATA cable out, get it away. Now, I'm pretty sure Tim said to me that he's not planning on using the CD drive, so that is going to make the rewiring a little bit more simplified. I think that is, yeah, that's just about in place. You shouldn't really wiggle the board too much when you put it into a case, because you can, what the hell's that? Did you hear that?
What?
Like a really weird noise out there, like a buzz. Almost sound like a drone.
It's aliens.
Or aliens. Yay, it's Project Blue Book, it's actually happening.
Blue
Yeah.
Bluebird, isn't it?
Blue Book.
No, blue beam.
Blue Beam, that's it.
I'm confused now.
Do you hear it again? There's cats fighting, isn't it?
Don't know.
I bet the cat's got another frog.
Got a torch or anything? I can't see. Can you have a look? Sorry.
Hang on, put stream. We'll go and check out the weird noises.
Sounds at the top.
Is there?
Huh?
Candy? What are you lot doing?
That's probably Otis who's run away.
Oh, there's a frog there.
There's a phone.
By Dave.
Dave!
Right. Old screwdriver. Sorry about this stream. I'm going to have to go and save a frog from being eaten by our bloody cat. Jesus Christ. Things I do on a stream. Dave, leave. Hey, frog dude. Jesus Christ. You better go and see it going. If they can still hear or see or do anything. stream, but I've got to save a frog, for God's sakes. They make such a horrible noise when they're being attacked as well. Oh, where's he gone now? Dude, I was about to save your ass. Right, sorry about that, stream. You will probably, hopefully, agree with me that the animals are a little bit more important than computers, so I had to save a frog. Not sure if you can actually hear any of this, but I'm coming back in now. Could they hear it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to be a hero. Let's go and save a damn frog. Oh, that's the most horrible noise in the world, isn't it?
It did sound very like them, but like very
Poor old frog.
pitched.
I saved it. Shame I didn't have it on camera.
The last one they had was more screamy, wasn't it?
Semref says, must be catching as just checked outside because we heard a noise. Glad our cats are indoor ones because unless Luna escapes, neighbours were laughing their socks off watching on camera. Oh dear. Right, where were we? How many more screws we've got to put in? Something I don't like about this case is actually trying to get the screws into the top. It's actually quite difficult to do, and I should have actually remembered that really I need to actually... was the frog trying to... No. Some frogs are poisonous, says Greg. That's not true, yeah. He did look really weird and green.
They are in this country, are they?
Probably. They're probably not great, are they?
Is it the same one again?
No, it's a bigger one, much bigger one.
Okay. That one was quite big.
I didn't want to touch it, so I chucked it. Well, I didn't chuck it. I nudged it into the... what's that stuff that grows at the top that you chopped back today?
Borage.
No, what's to the side of it?
Nasturtium.
The what?
Nasturtium.
Nasturge. Yeah, that thing.
Sturgeon.
The nasturgions, whatever it's called. Nasturgeon? Is that what it's called? Nasturgeon? Nasturtium.
I can't say it now.
Whatever it is.
Put me off.
Some bloody plant which just grows like wildfire out in the garden.
We got some charcoal. They're usually
Oh, they
fine.
got them again. Oh, for God's sake. Go and get Dave off him.
We'll just bring Dave in.
Yeah. Because Dave's the one attacking him, I think. This fan header is the most horrible header. It really doesn't want to plug in. And it's a 3-pin fan as well, which I detest. Right, that's worked this time. Good, good. So let's get a little bit of cable management stuff going on in here, I think. I am running a little bit low on cable ties. I have to go and make a purchase. Huh? Was it Dave? Bastard. What, the frog? Oh, I made a right pig's ear of this. Frog, my favourite. They don't really want to eat it, they just want to play with it. But they don't like the playing. Right, that's that bunched up there. Bit like my ass crack with these pants. Did you close that window?
Close the window to give him some food to let the frog run off.
Okay. Right. Let's do the front panel header. So we have the Lautsprecher, which goes on to that one there. Got power switch, which goes on to that header there.
No, it's a very green frog.
Yeah, very green. Hard drive LED and reset switch. Yeah, I've never heard frogs make that weird noise before. It was super green, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Normally, when we have frogs over here, they are generally tend to be like more toad-like, but that one was like real shiny looking, wasn't it? Give yourself a shiny, as they say. Right, we've got a USB connection here for the front connector, which has got a what's it called? A card reader, stuff like that. So I'll plug those back in, and might as well have those back. And also we got the HD audio.
World Cup update. England versus Panama.
Yep.
Still at 0-0 at 33 minutes.
Right. Well, that's a good start. Not really, because Panama, I would assume Panama is not a particularly high-ranking team, and we should be annihilating them. But anyway, whatever. The Death Star just entered the building. A Be Quiet 3-pin fan, yeah. It's an old one. Hello, Firestorm. Right, let's move this out of the way a little bit. And I think we are pretty much good to put the power supply in now. So let's go back to the main camera. And so a little bit of plastic can fall off of something there. No, we're all good. Right, let's chuck the power supply in and see what we need to do to make this gooder. And I'm really tempted to put the power supply in face up.
Oh, Tim said earlier, the DVD can come right out.
Okay. Well, it doesn't make any difference. I might as well leave it in there for now.
Because it'd be just a hole in there.
There'll just be a hole there for the cats to play with and put their paws in.
But it's not.
Power supplied, up or down? What do you reckon? Because power supplies pick up dust like crazy. So I'm thinking I might do it power supply face up in here. If the screws will allow me. Which I think they probably will. Unfortunately, when this case was designed, it was very much at the cusp of when sort of higher powered power supplies were becoming a thing. So with the limited ventilation, it's got quite little feet, like ET, and it's got very, yeah, it's just basically not...
Face up, always up. Is it on the ground? And then fan upside.
Yeah.
Face up. Yes, you down if there's a vent at the bottom.
There is a vent in the bottom, but it's not great, and it's not very high up, and it's got like mesh over the top of vent, so it basically just doesn't breathe. So I think I'm going to put it in the safer situation and put it upside down. So at least that way, it's going to get some air from the airflow from inside the system, and it will act as a secondary exhaust, along with the Be Quiet. And also it's a little bit easier to monitor how dirty your power supply is getting without actually having to do anything.
I thought you could kiss her and turn her into a little filly.
Okay, so power management wise, it's not going to be great. I don't think I can take any cables in. Yeah, there's no pass-through for the EPS, so the EPS has to go basically up and through, which...
Go out. Is that going to be alright, sure?
Yeah. I can't believe that frog's still alive. Must have been taking a right beating. Poor Dave.
Poor Dave.
Poor Dave having to eat that crazy green frog. Okay, right. EPS connection. We actually have two. Piggybacked or pigtailed, which is pretty cool. Speaking of pigtailed and power supplies, I picked up an amazing deal this week. And it's really unfortunate that it happened a little bit too late for this. I actually picked up a strangely good power supply from GameMax. And I know there's going to be some of you in the comments which are already saying, GameMax, good power supply? What's the matter with you? But I know, I was a little bit sort of shocked myself, but it seems that GameMax have a new range of power supplies out, which are actually quite good. And they're made by a decent company. And they actually have the kind of the ratings to back it up, which really surprised me, because I didn't think that was going to be a thing. And then I saw the price and I thought, well, that's got to be crap. And then I realised it was actually in Bristol, very local. So I thought, I've got to have a go at this. And I picked up a 850 watt gold rated, fully modular power supply for £30. And it's in white. And it's got all the cables. I was shocked. And it wasn't even like it was a collection only one. But yeah, it depends when these things come along. They don't always happen. Yeah, it was available from our Discord bot. So I'll put a link for that in there again. Right, so what else do we need here? Oh, I know what I was going to do. In the back here, we have a fan, which for some reason, I don't understand quite why, it's got a Molex connector on it. So I'm going to take that off of there. Molex. I suppose it's one of those things that if it comes with it, sometimes people think, oh, if it comes with it, I suppose I should use it. But no, you really, really shouldn't. And I want to find somewhere where I'm going to pass that through where it's not going to look too intrusive. But I don't think I'm going to have that luxury, so... Yeah, that's another thing about cases of this era. No punch-outs to actually be able to put anything in a sort of sensible place.
30 quid gold sounds like brass painted gold.
Yeah, I was... I'll be honest with you, I was hesitant myself. But it does seem to be the real deal. Right, 3-pin header on the bottom, excellent stuff, and it's not too intrusive, so not bad. So we need to really work out what's going to go on with that. Also need to put the graphics card in. That is quite important. It kind of would do, but this is such a low-end GPU that it really won't be a problem. It'll be fine. Unlike my butt crack and these cheap pants.
Are they new ones?
No, it's all stemmed from this week. I was wearing my shorts out in the garden, and because the temperatures, we've got wooden benches which I made myself out of sleepers, and there's one which has got like a really rough bit, and there's some sap coming out of it. And I must have been sat there for a while, kind of straddled the stool bench thing, and when I got up, I felt something rip, and I thought, oh, maybe it's my gooch. I've ripped my gooch off.
What are you sure?
But it wasn't.
Sticky.
But I actually did rip the ass. Oh, actually, yeah, these are fucked now. I basically killed my shorts. So I ripped a hole in the bit of my shorts because the sap basically stuck to the fabric and ripped it apart. But saved my gooch, which is good. And where was I going with that?
So this is how your pants keep getting at your ass? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Still.
So now it's ripped and it's yeah. I have no idea. I just sweat ass. Don't ask me these technical questions. I don't know the answers. Right, we've got a power cable in, so let's put that to the back somewhat. And let's think about what we're powering. So we're not powering the CD-ROM drive, so we don't need a SATA for that. The front USB doesn't need anything, so that's great. There is a SATA drive there, so we will need a SATA for that. And I will probably just use the one SATA, so we can bunch up the rest of these cables because they are not going to be used. So we can just tidy that up in the bottom with a little cable tie around each one. And that way, if one of the cables needs to be undone later on down the line, Tim can quite easily snip the cable tie and just use the cable he wants. I won't bunch them all together. Unlike my pants. Bunching up.
Do you need donut pillow, Mike?
No, I haven't got the I've not got the hemorrhoids.
I got room in his boxes for that.
Although a donut cushion, which was cooled with like water or air or ice in it, that'd be lovely. I could go for that right now.
Where's Halo?
That'd be pretty sweet. It's a shame actually this didn't all happen a little bit sooner, because I could have done a little mini review on the power supply as well. And being it's Gigabyte, I'm sure people would have watched it.
Wood sleeper. Ours are usually concrete. Termites chew wooden ones.
Yeah, we have wooden sleepers over here generally. Same even on the railway.
There's a nice pink Velcro tie on the old cables, Tim says.
I did see that, yeah. I might use that after, if I can bring myself to do it.
Ever had a coccyx bone freeze?
No, but I think our local ice cream van does one of those.
He's always playing if you're happy and you know it.
Look at this. This is turning out great. This is a work of art. Who was that blind artist? I know, definitely. I'm just putting cable ties everywhere, and it's a fun thing. In a minute, I'll show you the power supply I got. Also picked up a motherboard as well, a Gigabyte B650 gaming, no, Eagle AX. Actually, becoming very rapidly becoming one of my favourite motherboards. The Gigabyte Gaming AX. I used to give it a lot of stick years ago because I didn't like the Gigabyte control center and stuff, but Gigabyte seemed to be doing very, very good things when it comes to the power management for processors. So I'm starting to come around to the idea now. It's just a shame that Gigabyte have got such a crap ecosystem of products. Like, I can almost guarantee that nobody in the chat, and probably nobody even that you know, has a Gigabyte keyboard or a Gigabyte mouse. Or even a Gigabyte case for that matter. Like, I know that's not their core business, but they do actually sell them. They do have a lot of them. But nobody ever buys them. And whenever they are available, they're always ridiculously expensive. Which is a real shame, because I would quite like to have a Gigabyte ecosystem setup. Like Gigabyte monitor, they do some pretty decent monitors. Keyboard and mouse. Motherboard's obviously really good. Power supplies, generally okay.
You think of that one like that? Gigabyte.
Gigabyte?
Like
an overbite?
Gigabyte.
Fuck's sake. Cafeteria week, guys.
No, but I think you think that. And like coarse hair, it just reminds you of like really,
Coarse hair.
really thick coarse hair.
Jimmy Cranky. There, right.
Names they have, isn't
There's at least 12 cable ties on here now, so the bill is going to be going up. That's what it'd be. Imagine this if it was like a main dealer at a BMW garage or something, or even like Citroen or something like that. They're bastards, aren't they? It's like, well, we've had to put 3 new screws on, so we're going to charge you an extra £10. And your dust caps weren't all on, so we put some dust caps on. Those are $29.99. You'd be like, fucking, oh, balls. Tell you what, if I actually think about what I'm doing, I wouldn't cable tie this one up because I actually need to do that. Did anyone say in the chat, Mike, don't forget to put the cables into the drives? Bet they didn't.
Is the Eagle better than the Gaming XAX?
No, the Eagle is the entry level, bottom of the range. So yeah, Eagle is generally the entry level, I think.
I've got the Gigabyte X870X 3D. I'm very happy with it. Straightforward, and they address the PCIe lane switching with USB 4, so it's like MSI. Good monitors
Cool.
using RAM.
Yeah, we had a Gigabyte monitor, I think it was a 4K one, for review a while back. And I was, yeah, pretty impressed with it. I thought it did alright. And it was a pretty good price as well. Right, so just the SATA cables to go. And I'm not really keen on doing that at all. See, that one doesn't fit on there very well either. I did lock in then, though. Okay. Yeah, SATA cables always give me the heebie-jeebies, actually. Right, I think I found where the remnants were for that other thing. So, let's, yeah. So that other drive, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if that's going to focus, but it looks like that has actually got plastic in it. You can see it. Can you see that or not? I don't know. Calf can't. Is there a bit of plastic in there? Can you see? Or half a piece of plastic?
Don't think so.
Doesn't look quite right.
It looks a bit chewed up.
Yeah. What are they saying in chat? Right, can't see. Right, that one looks okay. That one looks okay, so let's go with that one.
Using new SATA cables, I had an old one giving me trouble.
I'm going to try these. I think they'll be okay.
Glue it back.
I hate SATA cables. I used to love SATA cables.
Sod main sealers, help your local independent out.
Yeah, main dealers suck.
We went there, didn't we, last year, was it, or the year before?
Yeah.
But only because, why was it? Because we needed the lights off the dashboard and it was all
yeah.
those call out things.
Yeah, we lied. Right, yeah, that SATA cable is definitely knackered.
But they had more available drinks in their thing than we did in the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And we could have flapjack and brownie.
Yeah, main dealers do have a great selection of beverages.
And cakes to go with it while you're waiting.
I do not like this drive at all.
They were quite good, weren't they? I did like a massive review of it with a camera and sent you an email with old video footage of looking for around your car.
Yeah. Oh, this is just horrible. This is not great at all. I don't like this drive. The pins are so knackered, it's unbelievable. I wonder if I put the one... I don't really want to put that in there. I don't want to bend the pins either. if I can get it out. No, I'm not even going to attempt it. All right, let's get this back in. Yeah, for those of you that are catching this a little bit later, the pins on this SATA are absolutely wrecked. It's kind of got nowhere to go. I don't even know if I can get the pins back on. There's nothing for it to latch onto. That's scary shit. I'm going to take the drive out and have a look, see if I can do it. And then maybe sort of hot glue it or something in place. But you can't really get the angle on it. I don't know even how that would have happened. So what we've got is these pins generally have like a surround, a plastic surround. It would be nice if I had another replacement board I could put on here, but they don't always work like that. So let's see if I can get that on there. Oh my god, that is just so painful. There's supposed to be a guide. You can see there's like, it's been hit or something at some point. But trying to get the pins to line up now is really hard.
I find that bit firm again.
I don't want to put too much pressure on. I don't want to break it. Right, there we go, that's on. So I almost want to put some glue on there. But then the trouble is, if you put glue on it, it's very likely that the super glue will actually burn. Oh my god, that nearly broke off. Right, definitely need something to hold that in place. Let's get some gaffer tape. That will temporarily do it, but I would strongly suggest ditching this drive immediately. So let's put that on there just to hold it in place, because you don't want that going anywhere really, because that is properly fucked. That's a technical term. I'm going to put a bit on that side as well. Yeah, hot glue would probably be better, but I'll try the tape for now. So yeah, that should be okay. That's a little bit of strain relief on it anyway.
What do you use them on your pants?
That's a very good question. Oh, come on, you swine. Why do we not go forward? You were in there just now. That's better. And to make it worse, there's only one screw holding in this drive. I'll put a screw on the other side though, that should hold it in. Oh, actually, saying that, there's these little mounting pieces, isn't there? So let's turn that round. Ugh. Some of you might not have seen one of these before. So this is basically an old hard disk kind of mounting system. So basically there's like a lug in the middle, and you basically twist that round to kind of lock it into place. So I think the up position is unlocked. No, sorry. The sideways or horizontal is unlocked. And you push it into the drive, and those little pins kind of hold the drive in place. And yeah, it's kind of like a quick release system. But unfortunately, like every manufacturer chose to do their own version of it. So it never became like a universal standard, unfortunately. Oh, what's that down there? Oh, screws. Oh, power LED, need that. I just dropped a bunch of screws on the floor.
I feel like that's a new thing.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't a rare thing. It's not even a new thing. It's just a thing. Right, where did that extra cable go for the power LED? Oh, come on! I had that in my hand just now. Where did that go? Ah, there it is. I was wondering that because I saw the speaker LED, but I didn't see the power LED. Sorry, the speaker connection, but I didn't see the power one. Good times. Oh my god, that cable is in the way. I guess that's probably what happened. That because this is quite cramped in here. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's quite cramped in here, so that drive is not in the best of places. That sticker's come off already. It just hurts my soul. Huh? Do what?
Maybe it's something to do with football.
Ah. Has there been a goal?
Keep hearing noises like that. I think it's that frog.
Yeah, that is awful. We might have to reinvestigate that as well. At some point, maybe.
What are the options?
There aren't really any options other than get the data off it as quick as humanly possible and replace the drive. Because it's only a matter of time until it stops working. Just through kind of metal fatigue, because it's essentially like very fine brass connections, and they're designed to be kind of plugged and unplugged, but there's normally a plastic backing which kind of strengthens it a little bit. So without the plastic back in there, every time you plug it in or unplug it, they move a little bit, and then eventually you're going to get metal fatigue and they're just going to snap off or break off.
Our drive knackered, why build it in?
Because it still has data on it, so they need to get the data off it, but it's yeah, that's a them thing, deciding what data they want to keep and what they want to get off. Like, I would probably just get another USB drive, maybe like an external USB drive, and just chuck all the data off of that onto a new one. It's a Seagate 3 gig drive. Again, it's probably the worst time to actually need any form of storage at the moment, really. That cable's not very nice there, but I guess it is what it is.
Do your image WinP tool and copy image data.
Onto what? I would do it, but I've got nothing to actually put it onto, really. I'll have to put it onto something, but I haven't got a drive that I've got available that could do it. I'll put a bit more tape on there, because I don't think that is going to hold. At least that's...
Is there storage here?
Not really. Actually, that's all right. That'll do. It doesn't look great, but it's going to hold that cable in place. So I think that is pretty much it. And that's not going to hit on that. No, that's going to be fine. Again, it's not an ideal case. I might, well, later on tomorrow, or when Tim comes to pick it up, might go through it and go through the options and see if he wants me to clone. I have got like 2 terabyte NVMe drives, but they're super expensive. And I could transfer the data over. I'd be happy to do it.
So the SSD insane prices affect normal hard disk drives.
Yeah, hard disk drives have gone through the roof, especially any sort of decent data ones. So like a NAS drive now, those are insanely expensive because they generally come with like a long warranty as well, and they're just better built drives, and the firmware is different, etc., etc. But yeah, they're a 4 terabyte normal drive is about £100 roughly, but a NAS one would be about 150, maybe more. Whereas kind of like a year ago, they'd be half that price. Half price. Front fan connected mic. Yes, that was the one that was previously on a Molex connection and is now on PWM. So I can't really do anything inside of Windows without the passwords, etc. So I'm not going to show that. So I'm going to chalk that up as being done for now, at least. And Tim can make his decisions on anything else that he wants to do with it. He did mention about coming to pick it up Monday or Tuesday, so got a little bit of time there, so we can figure out what needs doing. Worst case scenario, well, not worst case scenario, but I can always put the PC in the other room on a test bench setup with another drive in it if Tim wants to go in that direction, and then he can just sit there for a while and transfer all his data over, and then when it's done, I can then take his old drive out and kind of make sure that everything is a-okay if he doesn't feel confident doing that. To be fair, he built the system anyway in the first place, so it's not like he's an entire novice. It's just his diagnostics availability to kind of test things with other parts, etc., wasn't something that he could do. So that is why he asked if I wouldn't mind taking a look at it, which of course I don't mind doing, because there are some things I could test. I did have spare processors and motherboards and stuff, so we could work out what was going on. So yeah, it all worked out good.
Let's remove PWD.
Password? No, I did consider that. I have got a Windows boot disk which will allow me to do that, but I thought no, best not to really. Also as well, because Tim and his partner Katie, they kind of share the PC to some extent. Although they've got other computers as well, they do share that one. So there's a Microsoft account, there's a Microsoft Work account, also attached to the same login, and various other programs and stuff. So it's probably best not to do that. Right, next, just want to show you this. This was 30 quid on eBay. I'm not entirely sure why this happened. I know it's GameMax, so that puts off a lot of people. But this is their new GX Rampage range. So the Rampage ones are actually pretty decent, but they're all bronze rated, so not everyone's cup of tea. Whereas the GX Pro, which this is the GX Pro version, they're gold rated. And there's a couple of reviews out there, and they actually seem to review quite well. And it's bizarre, like you get a pair of gloves with it. A white pair of anti-static gloves. Could have been handy earlier. Bag of modular cables, as you'd expect. And the power supply itself actually it kind of looks the real deal. It looks very similar. Actually, I'll wait. Somebody in the chat, tell me what power supply this is essentially ripping off. Someone's going to say it. The capacitors in here are by Niton and Nishikon. So you've got some pretty decent capacitors on here, which is always a nice sign. It's actually a completely wireless design as well. So internally, there is not a single wire. Not one. everything is modular on soldered PCBs. So yeah, no wires at all, which is very unusual. There's only been, I think, one other power supply that I've seen recently which has a fully soldered board, no wires at all. And that was I think it was the Lianli SX1000. And actually saying that, it might have been one of the Thermaltake ones, one of the platinum ones. But yeah, someone says it looks like Corsair. Sarah says Lianli. John David Sullivan says Asus. Yeah, this is basically exactly the same, or very similar, to the Asus ROG Strix power supply. GameMax are one of those companies that are never afraid to borrow someone's design ideas. And in this instance, this is very similar to the original ROG line of power supplies, even down to this, the grill. The grill is basically the same. It's also got a new axial fan, which has got the outer rim attached to it. You know, like on graphics cards where you've got that bit of plastic around the outside edge to keep the blades kind of from wobbling. They've included that as well. You get on some Asus graphics cards, like the Asus Duals and stuff like that. So yeah, basically it is a 850 watt, gold rated, fully modular, and it also has the 12 volt 2x6 connector, rated for 600 watts. Again, fully modular, nice flat cables. And yeah, bizarrely, again, the reviews that I've seen, this seems to do actually quite well. Taking it apart inside, looking inside, everything's done really nicely. Decent caps, decent board. The actual OEM or ODM of this power supply is a company called Suhu, which is probably the noise you make when it blows up. Suhu. I'm joking. It's Suhu, and I didn't know this, but Suhu, which is a shortened version of the long name that it's got for the company, is actually the parent company which owns the GameMax brand. So I didn't know that, but they make power supplies for lots of other people. And like with GameMax stuff, if you see it around, you'll see it other places as well, but different brand names. And that is because those companies go to Suhu and actually license it, and they make it for them, or they design with them and make it. But basically, Suhu are a very big ODM stroke OEM.
Who talks about tits? Kev's in.
Yay, it's Kev. Hey, Kev. Never had a problem with GameMax PSUs. Does it feel solid though? Yeah, it does. It feels actually pretty weighty. It feels heavier than I was expecting it to. Now, there's not a massive amount of heat sinks in here that I can see. And I didn't want to take it apart because another thing which is extremely unusual, this has a 10-year warranty. I've never ever seen a GameMax power supply with more than like a 3-year warranty at best. Normally it's 1 or 2 years. The Rampage units I think are 1 year. So for them to actually give you a 10-year warranty, they got to be pretty confident these things are going to last 10 years. Like, seriously. And also, if you buy this brand spanking new, you can pick these up for $79.99.
Absolutely free.
Which actually seems like a pretty decent deal. 80 quid for an 850 watt gold rated fully modular power supply in white. That's pretty impressive. 10 years. 10-year warranty from GameMax. Like, if these power supplies aren't going to last at least 5 years, like, this could cost them a fortune if they're not decent. But it appears internally they actually are, and I would love to be able to take it apart and show you. But I'm not gonna risk the warranty because I'm sure it has some validity. Is that the word? Validity? Will they be around in 19 years? Who knows? But yeah, 10-year warranty is insane. Dutch Jan says the OEM is Suhu, which is Huandong, I can never pronounce that, Suhu Technology, the parent company behind the GameMax. Yeah. The high-end eye of PSUs. Yeah, it's pretty much, isn't it? Still wouldn't buy that trash, says Viali. But why? If this has basically the same internals as a lot of modern branded power supplies, like, why wouldn't you? I bought it because it was 30 quid. And I thought, like, the reason why it's 30 quid, I think these are going to be great for PC flippers. Because, like, people who buy these brand new probably don't know the GameMax brand, possibly. They're not enthusiasts like we are. So if someone buys one and then decides at some point they're changing their system, or someone says, oh, GameMax power supply, you don't want that, and they think, oh shit, I got a bad power supply, I better change it. They put this onto the second-hand market, and because GameMax has got a pretty shitty reputation, to be fair, like, you could pick up a really decent power supply for next to nothing, like I did. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. And again, all the cables look great. So yeah, I'm... O'Reilly says, Mike is making me... making convincing sell to me regarding GameMax brand. But the thing is, like, it's like anything. Any brand can be good and any brand can be bad. Generally, there are things that they choose to do which make them one way or the other. And in GameMax's mind, I suppose, because of the markets that they mostly are massive in, because GameMax is absolutely huge in kind of like the Middle Americas, stuff like that. Absolutely huge. And over in their kind of homeland as well, like the Taiwanese market, massive there as well. In the UK and Europe, not so much. And also, there's some weird kind of licensing that goes on as well. So GameMax UK is basically kind of like, not quite a franchise, but not a million miles off. And was, to the best of my knowledge, ran by, I think it was either AWDIT or was it CCL? I can't remember. At one point I looked it up and it turned out that both companies had a registered office in the same building. And it's like, well, yeah, I understand why that is now. So yeah, there was a sort of strange thing. So there's like one importer of GameMax into the UK, and then they sold on to other retailers and stuff, but they were in the same place as a well-known PC seller.
White or black connections?
White connections. It's all the power supplies white. White power lead, white cables, white plastic plugs, all of it is white. So yeah, pretty good. Dave Underhill says, yeah, Suhu have been in business over 20 years. Yeah. Dutch Jan says there's no bad products, only bad prices. Yeah, I think so. Would you trust an overclock on the PSU? Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. The thing is, like, it's got, what's that going to be, 70 amps on the 12 volt rail, roughly. 84, yeah, 70 amps, I think it is. I could look, actually, that'd be easier, wouldn't it? And actually, funnily enough, this is a weird thing. They do four different models, all in different colours. There's black or white, but the GX750 and the GX850 are both gold rated models, whereas the GX1050 and the GX1250 are both platinum models. So even though they've got the same name, two different tiers in the same kind of product category, which is a little bit strange. Whether or not that's going to be beneficial for people if they are like looking for a power supply and they type in platinum and then it comes up with the 1250 and they see like the 850 being cheaper, and thinking, well, actually I'll just get that because I don't need it, but not realizing that it's not quite the same. But actually, yeah, you can see it on the side there. So got the GX750, GX850, GX1050 and 1250, and that's got the platinum logo, and that's got the 80 plus gold. I haven't actually gone to the 80 plus website and checked out that this is the real deal, because there has been a time where GameMax have actually said they have a rating when they actually didn't. So feel free to have a look. I will actually have a look at a later date. It's known as the GX850 Pro White. So if you want to look it up, it's not too bad. John David Sullivan says about that, I posted this in the Discord earlier on. It's in the Bargains No Chat. So yeah, MSI have got a MAG A850GL, which is PCI Express Gen 5, basically the same as this. at the moment going for, well, it was £76, but they got a £10 off, so £66. In which case that is a better deal. I'm not sure about the warranty on that one though. Probably only 5 years, but still. It's an MSI, so it can't be too bad. Joe Reese says, I'm quite a fan of Lian Li. Not their prices, but their service is very good. Yeah, I'm in a very much a conundrum at the moment, because I want to change the PC behind me. I want to change it a bit. I'm getting a bit bored of seeing that there now, and I really do want to put a Lian Li there, but I'm torn to what one. I was going to put the Vision M, but there's a couple of reasons why that case gives me troubles, because I don't know whether I would do it air cooled and have the screen on the top, or take the screen away and just have the AIO covered, because I think I quite like to see the fans. It's a bit of a shame you can't do a little bit of both in that case. So that leads me to the Lian Li 011 Mini Mark II, which I really like. I think that's a great case, and it's a really good price, about £70 at the moment. But my complaint or consideration is that the PCI Express, because it's got fans at the bottom which are kind of angled, you lose one of your bottom slots on your ATX board, and I actually use that slot for my capture card underneath. So I would have to possibly change motherboard to get a lower one. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about what to do, but I do think that is the way I'm going to end up going. Also, because I just love the Lian Li fans. I think they just look really nice.
You told me you were going to put a cat wall there.
It might be a cat wall. Thank you, Dom, for the Mike's Unboxing gift memberships.
Sorry.
Very much appreciated, Dom. One went to Hayden H, Mitchell 500, A two-toed monkey, Latex Freak, and Crafted Tints.
Sorry.
As tints, not tits, tints. Has been gifted a free membership. Thank you also for that.
When you test microphone.
Dom. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Alexa says, I always like EVGA PSUs. Yeah, EVGA power supplies are always great. Joe Reese says, you can do the fans with the screens. You can, but you can't see them because they're kind of covered. So, because the Lian Li fans are the infinity-sided ones, it's a real shame to block those off, because that's the whole point of the infinity look. I do want to be able to see it, and I quite like to be able to see like the sides, the bottom and the top. Otherwise it looks a bit unbalanced if you've got the screen at the top. But anyway, 1-0 to England. Yay! Vianney says, my Antec PSU is made by Seasonic. It would be Seasonic otherwise. What's going on? Is that my phone going freaky? A little freaky. Angel added to her story. Must be a goal. Okay, so
Football, but shouts onto the pub.
Corsair warranty, 10-year. Why I use Corsair? I'm not a big fan of Corsair power supplies overall. I've always been a little bit hesitant because they've always had that like weird big block, like resistor block near the 24-pin power connector, which has just always annoyed me. I know it's such a stupid thing, but it's just one of those things that really annoyed me for tidy wiring. And yeah, they also have those like cable tied bits underneath the shrink wrap. Just makes it hard to do cable management. So that was the reason why I generally don't, unless they're really cheap, in which case I will buy one. Right, I think we have pretty much exhausted tonight's conversation. I've exhausted myself as well. I've got lots of things to pack away actually. Dutch Jan says, I think the Lian Li fans are ugly. I did, but I don't know. They seem to grow on me. I don't know why.
Like those pants.
Like those pants are grown in me. Right. Yes, I think we have. We should wrap this up now because we've gone on for quite long. It is now almost 11:30, so we've gone over by about half an hour, unfortunately. But Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. If you haven't already, please, I beg you, smash the hype button if you have the hype button on your device. That would be great. It'd be nice to be ranked on hype. Wouldn't that be a fantastic thing? But if you haven't got it, don't worry. I think it's only on mobile at the moment. There's a hype button at the bottom. You've got to search around for it. It's a bit mad. But if not, just leave a like. That would be much appreciated. And a massive shout out to everybody who has joined us tonight, contributed as well, either in financial means, whether you just typed in the chat, or just whether you're watching and you've got your feet up and you're enjoying your evening, just chilling out with us all. That is also very awesome. And yeah, I think that is going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Tim's now going to have a working PC, or mostly working PC. So very happy that's worked out. And in fact, I think the power supply was about £50, £60. The motherboard £60. So to get a PC up and running again for about 120 quid is pretty good. And the labour, we're not charging for labour. That is basically kind of your contributions on the channel have helped to pay for that. So we can keep on doing what we do. So we are very much appreciative of that. But I think that's going to wrap this one up. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. And hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And hopefully England hang on to their 1-0 lead. You never can tell with those guys. I think that's it. Thank you very much. And Kev's become a supporter again. Thank you, Kev. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks very much. See you later. Have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you with a new fresh video on Monday. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. And say bye, Kath.
Bye.
Bye.